Hey guys, it's Ben,
And Liam,
and welcome to.
the Hooligans Podcast.
Yeah, so like every episode, we're gonna start with a little small talk, but Liam, he's someone from my interpersonal communication class. He's a pretty chill dude, and so let's just get with a little small talk. What's been going on with you lately, Liam?
Recently, not much. Taking a lot of classes. My friends and I, we're gonna try to play Dungeons and Dragons this weekend. It's the first time
Oh,
I've ever done it since I don't even know since I was like 8.
I've never played that
So
before. I've always wanted to do it. That's actually an idea for the podcast at some point. We're gonna have a D and
really,
d episode at some point, get something set up. Yeah, so
no, it's fun. It's fun.
yeah.
I remember when I played it, it was really fun. So I'm excited for that. I got starting boxing again next week. I had to take a break because my wrist got messed up, and that's about it for right now.
Yeah, for me, today my buddy actually came over while I was in class and when I went to the gym. He put in a CPU cooler for me because I'm not really good with technology, like regarding PCs
Hmm.
anyway. Because he actually built my PC, so he put in that liquid cooler for me. And dude, he left this place like a wreck, dude. When he left, like there were screws all over the table. He left my fucking PC unplugged with everything, dude. Like it was a fucking shit show when
Is
I
that what
got
you're
back.
you're using it right now?
Yeah, I'm using the
So it
PC.
works.
I'm using the PC. It works, but dude, it took him like a long ass time because apparently there wasn't like a manual in the thing I gave him, so we had to like fucking wing it at that point. But
I could never build a PC.
it's
It looks
it's pretty complicated. I just kind of watched him do it. I feel like if I really tried, I could do it, but it's a trial and error thing, and with building a PC, you can't make too many errors, or else that shit's gonna be fucking busted, dude.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I'd be scared about that too. Like you can mess up one part and they're expensive right now. They're really expensive right now because of the
Well,
RAM
yeah, for
shortages.
building your own PC, it's very expensive because of RAM right now. Because AI has been raising the prices for RAM because
I
they're buying it
know.
all up. So,
What do you think about AI?
what do I
Let's start
think?
with that. Let's start with the AI.
Sure, you know, for AI, like what aspect of AI? As a
Like
whole, or as a
like
whole?
morally, you got any moral ideas on AI? Because I feel like it's
Well,
kind of a moral topic
we've
at this
I've
point.
talked a lot about AI on this podcast. It really depends what you're using it for. Um, Overall, though, AI as a whole, I think it's probably a negative thing on society. And this is
Yeah.
something I talked about in the last episode with my friend Spencer. He's actually the one who put that CPU cooler in for me. Is the what it used to be like is every new generation, since they had more access to more information, with like smartphones and stuff, they were smarter than the
Mhm.
previous generation. Now with AI, people can just plug it in without actually thinking like the problem, and they just get the answer spit out. They don't have to go through like figuring it out themselves. So the newest generation actually is dumber than last, and that's like the trend right now with AI.
Yeah, that's what I was looking into stuff like that because I'm looking at like psychology stuff all the time, and like you don't have to think if you're having AI think for you. You can think about the question, but you don't really
Yeah,
think about the answer.
and when you don't have to think, there's really no new innovations either, because AI just comes up with stuff that's already out there. And if you're not thinking, you're not gonna come up with new good ideas, for
Yeah,
advancements. But
I think it's kind of inevitable though. I mean,
for sure, I don't know how you feel about it, but if humanity can like push AI, I think we should just push it to its limit. I think we should just, as long
I
as
mean,
it's
we're
not
already
like
doing
taking
it.
us
We're
over.
already using it, so
Yeah,
just
the Pandora's box is open ready. We might as well explore it. Like the same thing with like bringing back the holy mammoth and like extinct animals. Like, dude, if humans can play God, I think we should. I mean, if we
you
have the
think we
capability,
should?
if we have the capability to, yes. But it really depends. For bringing back extinct animals and stuff, I think that's fine. Like, um, generating like a what is it, disease or something that can just extinct our species for no reason,
Hmm.
that's kind of where I draw the line. When it can like
Yeah.
extinct us, that's kind of where I draw the
No,
line.
that's like it's like a slippery slope though. If you're looking into things like bringing back animals and manipulating DNA or genomes or things like that, then you can do that with humans. You're doing it with animals anyways.
Oh,
So,
yeah. I think that'd be cool though, like figure out cloning technology and stuff. It's not like you have
yeah,
to have it done to you. It existing in itself is kind of neat though, you know.
I think it's cool scientifically, but like sociologically, I think it could be really bad for society.
Oh, for sure, because if you have a clone, they're gonna probably think they are the original, and you're gonna
No,
think you're
no,
the
no,
original.
not like if I got cloned. Like
No.
imagine a world in the future in like 20 years where um, people are instead of just being born normally, they're cloned in a lab and they're genetically modified to be superior in certain ways. It would create a social divide in a physical way instead of just monetary or
Would
culturally or
would they all
things
be
like
the
that.
same? Like each
Um,
clone is exactly like the same as the last.
no, I don't think so. And they don't even have to be clones. Like if you want like super soldier, if you want like there's this book, Brave New World, that was written I don't know, 100 years ago. Not 100 years ago, but a while ago, and it kind of explores that like people are like they're cloned in a way where they're bred for certain jobs or tasks, and
Dude, at that
that's
point,
where I
it's like
think,
commercializing people just to
and I
do
think
what
it's
you want.
kind of, I think it's kind of inevitable though. Like
I
people
don't
look for
know.
humans look for power. I
I
think
feel like
so.
enough human rights activists would strike that one down before it got passed. I'm sure it's a possibility, but I don't think we would let that happen. I'm sure like the
I
big
don't
corporations, Big Corpo wants that because they can just like slaves, dude, just like genetically create slaves basically just to work for
pretty
them.
much. I mean, that's kind of what it would be.
Have you seen the
But
Fallout show?
I watched the first episode, I think, but that was it.
Do you mind if I like say a little spoiler from the Fallout show because it's kind of
No,
applicable
you're
to
good.
this conversation? So, in the Fallout show, there's this guy. He makes this device which you can like put on the back of someone's neck, and it basically just makes them like able to be controlled by you. Like they don't have their mind anymore, and it's kind of crazy. So
That's
that's kind
creepy.
of what I think about what you said, like genetically modifying people for a certain task. You know?
Yeah, I don't know. I think, like, I really do think, like, if we're modifying DNA or bringing animals back, playing God like that,
You think
I
it's a
think it would be
negative?
kind of, no. I think that would be cool, but it's like just access to that technology in the wrong hands
Yeah.
could be really bad.
Well, you could say that the same thing about, the atomic bomb, you know. It's
Yeah.
in the wrong hands. It's already in the wrong hands, in fact, but it's already pretty bad. When they were
Yeah, but things
first,
with the atomic bomb, it's got like mutually assured destruction, and
well, some people
we
don't
don't
care,
really
like some people just
like
don't
what, like
care.
ISIS, like
Probably.
terrorists.
Did you like there was like this submarine once that thought like this was like during the Cuba Missile Crisis. I don't know if you know
Yeah, no,
much
I
about
heard
that.
about this. It
Yeah,
was one of them.
yeah, one of the submarines they thought US already had like launched a missile because something in their comms or something, I don't know. And everyone was like ready to hit the button to launch a nuke, but there was one guy who like said not to do it, and that's the whole reason like the world didn't end that one time. And
Yeah,
they actually fired that guy, by the way, the guy who like turned it down. Like they ended up firing him, so
I
that's
didn't
kind
know
of
that. No,
ironic.
they fired him.
I didn't know either. This is something me and Spencer also talked about once when we were talking, but
Oh, wow. I also saw. I saw that. I didn't watch the episode, but you guys talk about Iron Lung.
Iron Lung? Oh, yes. Have you seen Iron Lung?
I did. I liked it. I
What's
liked it.
Yeah, what do you think? What do you think about it? You think it's scary or anything? You like the
I think it
concept?
was. I think it was cool. Like it felt like claustrophobic. I guess. Like I felt like I could kind of put myself in the position of the guy, the character. pretty well because it was
Hmm.
just following him pretty much.
Yeah, and that's because it was a low budget. I think if you felt like, what did you say? Like you're trapped or
Close.
whatever,
Yeah, like
claustrophobic. That was
claustrophobic.
kind of like the
Yeah.
goal. That's kind of what the
Yeah.
fear factor of the movie was, because the whole
Yeah.
set was in a submarine, so that is definitely what it's going for.
Yeah, and I think like I could understand how someone could get bored in it, but I don't know, not for me.
What do you mean bored? He,
Like, but it's like a slow burn. Like you're
oh,
kind
the
of just
slow
in there the
burn.
whole
Yeah,
time.
that's. Are you sure you didn't watch the episode? Because that's also like something I said before about it.
Oh, you did? No, I didn't watch the episode. No, I
Oh, okay.
didn't. I
Yeah.
just I just saw the title.
Yeah, definitely. So the first half, it is a slow burn. It's
Hmm.
Simon doing all these tasks for the submarine, and there's not much happening. He's just taking pictures of the stuff down there, like bones, and it really just starts picking up when he goes down the second time. When he comes up and then he goes down
Hmm.
the second time is when the movie actually gets, more entertaining. I personally enjoyed the whole thing though, start to finish, but I can understand why people would think the beginning's boring, because it's kind of
Yeah.
setting the scene, you know.
Yeah, I think I don't know, like for his budget and for the fact that he created the whole movie and directed it
Yeah.
and filmed it and all that. I think it was really good.
Are you a fan of Markiplier?
Yeah, I used to watch his videos a lot. Not really anymore, but
Okay,
that's,
what
that's why I went to watch it.
you watched it for him. Okay, that makes sense. It's also why I watched
Hmm.
it. And then Iron Lung the game. Have you ever like seen it before this or played it?
I think I watched him play it, but
Oh.
like when he first made that episode, but
What do you think about
no.
the game? Like, do you remember anything about it? Did you have an opinion?
Honestly, I wouldn't like if it was boring. Like the game was boring in my
Dude,
opinion.
the game looks like shit. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I watched Joe
Like
Bartolozzi play that, John, dude. It was not good. Like,
Joe
yeah, dude,
Bartolozzi.
fucking turning the dial around. Like, the
No,
game is
yeah,
so
no,
much more boring than the movie was.
yeah, no, he did a good job at making it interesting because it
Yeah,
was a snooze fest. That game was, oh man,
yeah, it was a
yeah.
snooze fest. The monster looked different too in the game as well than
No, it
in the
looks
movie.
scary in the movie. It
Yeah,
looks scary in the movie.
yeah. Well, something that like also happened in recent, like just in class today, we were talking about like whether language affects like how people think. What do you think
Hmm.
about that? Because you didn't actually answer it when she like asked that at the beginning of
Well,
class.
like I didn't really. I don't think anyone really like had
Well,
a good idea of what she was saying.
no one fully understood it. What is your like perception of it? Like, how do you view that question?
I think language definitely has an effect, but I think the cultural aspect that goes with the language is really what the effect is. Like,
Do you think like the language itself is the culture? Because I really don't know if the language itself is the culture. Because I
um,
could know a different language, but that doesn't automatically mean I know the culture of the language. Like if I go on Duolingo
yeah,
and I learn Spanish, I'm not gonna know Spanish traditions and Spanish culture. So I personally don't think a language is the culture.
I don't know. I think some aspects of it kind of overlap. Like, language adapts and changes the same way culture does.
Well, what culture would you say English belongs to then? Would it belong to the United Kingdom or would it belong to United States? Because they're
That's the
both
thing. I think
English, but
they're
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 different.
so different that um, yeah, I guess you're right. Like they're both English though, so the culture is more about like
It's
the
where
people
it's where
speaking it.
like where you were born, like what you learned.
Yeah.
Culture isn't. I don't think culture is directly associated with language, but wait, no, I said that the wrong way. Language isn't directly associated with culture, but culture, definitely is associated with language because depending on where you're born, you're more likely to have like Spanish or something else as your first language. Like if you're born in France, you're likely going to know French. If you're born in the United States, depending on like
Hmm.
your family and stuff, I suppose you're most likely going to know English.
Yeah, but I think like it can have some some differences in the way you think. Like you obviously think in your language, but like in Spanish, um, verbs are masculine, feminine, but like to them, masculine and feminine isn't just like an animal based thing. It's just kind of universal.
I suppose,
So
yeah. That's
I don't
another
know.
thing, like the argument for language affecting the way you think is like there being words for things in other languages that aren't available in languages like English, like we learned about that. Like I think even if there isn't a word that like explicitly describes a certain situation, overall, if both things happen to both groups, one group thinks of the one word that describes it, the other group, like in this scenario, I'm going to say someone who speaks English is going to be thinking about that same situation. Like, I'll use the example from one of the things we learned, like the one
Mhm.
word for like having something hot in your mouth, but you don't want to spit it out, so you like move it
Yeah.
around in your mouth. I don't remember the exact language who said there was a word for it. Probably German, I think, was one of them. But if a German guy has the hot food in his mouth and like moving it around, doesn't want to spit it out, and then someone who speaks English also does that, I don't think they're gonna think about it any differently. It's just one of them is gonna think about one word, the other's gonna think about the
Like a
situation.
sentence.
Yeah, the
Like a
sentence.
sentence that
But
describes it.
overall,
Yeah.
they're thinking the same thing. Overall, they're thinking the same thing. It is just like different
Yeah,
ways
no,
to
I
describe
think.
something. There's more than one way to describe something, you know?
Yeah. No, I think. I don't know. I feel like
So you're on the side
it's
that it
just a way of
affects thinking.
communication.
It
Like
affects
a little bit, but
communication,
not.
but I don't think thinking.
I don't really think it affects thinking a whole lot.
Yeah.
Less than she kind of made it out to seem,
Another
in
thing
my
is,
opinion.
like before I get a judgment on something, I like to hear both stories. We only really got the one side, like from the TED Talk and all that. And from the TED
Hmm.
Talk, it was like that about that one tribe who like talks about coordinate directions or something. And that's another thing, like they're thinking about a direction. We might be thinking about right or left, and they're thinking like northeast or the
Yeah.
other one, northwest.
No,
I
that
don't
would
know,
be the
west
other
or east.
one.
I mean, for left and right. I don't know, but um, either way, we are thinking about the same thing. We're just thinking like a different term for it, you know, which is we're still thinking like of the same thing. I just said the same thing twice,
Yeah.
but you know what I mean?
No, no,
You know what I'm
like
saying?
I get what you mean. Like if you were looking north and you wanted to say something was to your southwest, you would just say to your back left, and you would
Yeah.
mean the same thing as them. So, but I think it is more interesting, like their their sense of direction is based entirely on the Earth and not on them. I think that could be very
That's
useful.
really interesting how they like
Yeah.
developed to just having it built into them based on their
Hmm.
culture, like
But like, how do you
where
not get
each
turned
cardinal direction
around?
is. I don't know. Like
And what if you get lost at night and then
dude,
you're like, it's over for you if you're trying to describe how to get back?
I just want to take one of those guys on like the gravitron, dude, and then like say, "Oh, where's north now, buddy?" Get them all fucking dizzied up, you know? Like get one of those tribemen on a roller coaster or some shit. That'll get their directions all out of the wazoo, dude.
No, I was thinking about this stuff. Oh my god, I was talking to my friend about this. Do you know what North Sentinel Island is?
Uh,
It's that island
no, I don't think
in the
so.
middle of, it's like off the coast of India,
Okay.
and it's the most isolated tribe in the world.
Oh, are
They
they
still
the
got bows
cannibalized
and
tribe?
spears.
Are they the ones
No,
who cannibalize?
I don't think they cannibalize, but I know they've killed people that go to that island, and the Indian government's like made it illegal to go to the island now. But they're so isolated. Like they don't talk to anyone other than the 200 people that live on that island. And
Do you think it's the right thing to do to leave them isolated? It's like Japan, it's like the
yes,
same
yes,
situation with Japan, like they didn't want anyone to come to Japan but they let some people come and trade. And eventually, more cultures were allowed in Japan to,
I
interchange
think
ideas and such.
I think it's a good thing to not to like leave them alone because every time
Overall,
they've
it's
tried
good.
contacting them, but they just get their bows and arrows and spears and post up on the beach. like watching you come in, and like
Dude, they
they're
must
making
have
it clear they
heard.
want to be left alone.
Dude, they must have heard about like the shit Columbus did, dude, and we're like, "Fuck, we don't want to talk to anyone else. Fuck out, get the fuck out of
Like,
here."
yeah, no, like that's the thing. Like, but the problem with leaving them alone is someday some nation is gonna want that stupid little island, and then they're gonna get obliterated.
Dude, I don't think
And
anyone
that's
gives
kind
a
of
fuck
like,
about that island. If India doesn't care about it, I don't think anyone's gonna. Unless they have a shit ton of oil down there, then maybe the United States will want it though, you know. But
but I do wonder, like, how different are they? Like,
well, they're still hunters and
physiologically.
gatherers. I think as a
Mm,
whole, you know, when humans were just hunters and gatherers, you know, we didn't have the time to just think about stuff, so we were still like primitive. When we actually have the free time to not have to worry about, you know, the next meal the next day
mm-hmm,
and where we're going to sleep at night, we have more time to actually think and come up with innovations, you know. All the modern
mm-hmm.
technologies wouldn't have existed if we were still hunting and gathering. Those people on
That
the
is
island,
something.
they're not going to come up with anything new, dude. Maybe a fucking hammock or something. I don't know, but they're like their daily concerns are not like
They're
the
like
politics and shit. It's
they
like,
yeah.
how am I gonna eat tonight? How am I gonna sleep? You know, like,
Mm.
how do I keep these other ideas out of here? You know, bow and arrow is their solution to that. But
I think though, I think it's really interesting you bring that up. The idea of not having time to think, I think, is kind of a shortcoming of first world countries now, and it's why there's a mental health crisis in all of them because of technology, short form content, even AI now.
hmm
People don't sit with their thoughts anymore,
you said,
and they're
wait, what countries you
overstimulated.
said? First, third world,
First world countries.
first
First world
world.
countries. There is a huge difference in the mental health between first world countries and third world countries. The people in third world countries
Are they happier?
they're happier. They're mentally better and
Why do you think that
physically
is?
healthier.
Why do you think
Not
that is?
physically healthier,
Not
but
physically healthier? Okay.
well, it's like no. Like they, I mean, physically healthier in the ways that they're moving more, but I mean, they have diseases. I mean, there's reasons why we're the
Well,
first world
yeah, they don't
country.
have
We can live to like,
like, you know, the UK didn't have like a sewer system for like forever, dude. Like things like
hmm
that. People never worried about that things when, you know, when we were just hunters and gatherers. Like third world countries, you know, a lot of
hmm
them, India, for example, that movie we watched, they don't have a great like system for sewage or anything or trash.
yeah.
I'm pretty
That's
sure
why they
like
don't got toilet paper. That's why they have
dude,
that
maybe they
cup
should
that they
get
keep in the bathroom.
maybe they should get toilet paper, dude, you know, like yeah, they use their hand. That's crazy, dude. They use their
Yeah.
hand.
No, but you know, the reason why humans are so intelligent now are because we became bipedal. We freed up our hands. When we got our hands,
Hmm.
we didn't need strong jaws. We didn't really like. That's why we're so weak. Like in general, if you were to put a human against a
A gorilla.
80-pound dog, they're
Yeah.
gonna lose.
Hmm.
Because we rely on our hands. We don't even have good digestive systems. We have to cook our food. Because all of our energy now, over 25%
Your
of your
brain.
energy goes to your brain. Yeah.
Yeah, well, intelligence really trumps everything else, you know. Pure strength,
hmm
you know, intelligence. We came up with, you know, originally the bow and arrow, then like muskets or whatever. Then we have fully automatic guns now. That's gonna be bronze any day, dude. Like those people on that island,
yeah.
they have the capability to become like, I mean, I'm sure they're intelligent in their own right, but not to the like level of like thinking about new things like guns and stuff, because
I
that's not even
think if
something
you
they can
took
comprehend.
if you took one of them, if you took a baby from that island and raised them in United
They'd be
States,
fine if they were a
they'd be
baby. Yeah.
fine. But right now, he took one of them and put them in like a movie theater. They would turn
Dude,
primal,
they'd think
and
that
it's
shit's
like
like a hallucination, dude. Like you're playing dark cast and dark
if you
fucking
like show them
spells.
like a Godzilla movie or something,
They think that
they
shit's
freak
real,
out.
dude. They'd throw a fucking spear at the fucking screen.
No, actually though, and it's just because that's what they've grown up with. Like if you took one of us and put one of us 200 years in the future, we'd act just
Yeah,
as
dude, we'd act
animal
fucking
like. I bet.
crazy. But I'd say it's different than putting us 200 years in the future because there's nowhere else in the world right now where anyone is that advanced, you know? Those people are just like hundreds of years in the past.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
I think obviously like exposing them to all the technology at once is a problem because if
Mhm.
they're not used to it, obviously. It's like giving them like a Sour Patch Kid. That'd probably kill them if we just give them like a Sour Patch Kid or something, dude.
I watched a video of this guy go to a tribe in the jungle, the Amazon
You give them
jungle. It was
candy.
just as isolated. No, he gave him a box of matches, and they went crazy
Oh
for it.
yeah,
They
dude.
went crazy for it, and it's like a box of matches. Like that. That is, they're far back. They're far back on the
I saw
timeline.
like imagine giving them a lighter, dude, just like reuse it. But I saw this guy go to like Africa and like tribes who didn't have a whole lot, and he gave them like candy, and they like loved it, dude. They loved the candy, bro.
I'm surprised they loved it. Like it's got to be so different
It
from
is so
there.
different, so sweet too. This is like
Hmm.
American candy, but yeah, like what I was saying
Yeah.
about that tribe, I think, it's, I mean, they're not really hurting anyone per se, but they could function better in society if we just introduce them.
You think we should introduce them?
I think like slowly, like I don't know what the next step would be. Like you said, matches, maybe give them some matches, see how they like it. Because if they're hunters and gatherers, like provide them with shit that's like for hunting and gathering, and then maybe they'll discover farming, which farming is really when humans actually got the time to think because we didn't have to worry about food, you know?
Yeah, and that's when power struggle and structures came into play and hierarchy of. That's when the concept of owning things came in,
Well,
and that
yeah,
was big.
because you could live in one place, you didn't have to
And you
move.
say I own this food, and because of that, I have the power, and you have to pay me and work for me for this food.
Yeah,
And yeah, that's
we should introduce that to them. Farming. I'm not saying, obviously, there's some negatives, but
I would say I honestly kind of envy them. Like, bro, they're just living. You know,
I'm sure their life
they're
expectancy
worrying
is a
about
lot
the
like lower
you
than
know
ours though, because they don't have modern like
we're
healthcare and stuff. If one of them break a
no
leg, they're probably getting that
definitely
shit chopped off and they're gonna die. Like they're cooked. They don't have air
no
conditioning.
yeah
They don't have their phone. Like they're I don't know what they do for fun, honestly, because I don't know about this island that well. But I'm sure that
no, but
they
like
get
think
bored.
about it. Like if like we are concerned about college, but we're also concerned about global issues, war. We're concerned about politics. And what do you think they think about? They think about
You
this
don't
tree's gonna fall
you
soon.
don't have to be concerned
Like, bro,
about global things, really, though. You don't have to worry
it's
about that
hard.
if
I'd
it
say it's
doesn't
hard not to
involve
be.
you. I mean, I suppose, yeah,
Yeah,
but that's just part of life.
I don't.
At
Yeah,
that
I
point,
try
you're
to
saying like
not.
knowledge is like a negative, because if we're staying primitive the whole time, we're not gonna have all these advancements. Because obviously we're gonna have to worry about things like more things than they would have to, but the things they have to worry about are a lot like heavier than the things we have to worry about. They have to worry about eating. We have to worry about like
Mm,
college, I guess, like homework. That's a massive difference, you know?
yeah, yeah. I just
I think we should get one of these
I don't
people
know.
on the
I think there's
podcast personally, so we can hear it from them, see what they think about it.
no. I wonder what they would do if we got a translator and one of them on here.
Yeah,
They
I'd,
would.
I'd ask them if they think language affects the way they learn, the way they think, and they'd probably throw a fucking spear at the screen, dude. I don't know, shoot a fucking bow.
They'd probably be holding their bow and arrow at the screen.
It'd be so funny. So you know how Elon Musk has all the satellites in space and shit?
Mm.
Imagine he figured out a
This
way
is the
just to
type of stuff
like
I was thinking.
convey a fucking message about the island that said like some shit, dude. Like we are watching
Like,
their
what do you think
language.
they'd do if we dropped one of those robot dogs on there and just had it run around?
Yeah, dude, they go fucking nuts. Like
They
it's
think it's
fucking
like a
crazy.
message from God or something.
Literally,
But no,
dude.
that's what I mean. Like, if you take one of us and put us 200 years in the future, I'd like to think that I would have an understanding of like, oh yeah, humans made this somehow through this stuff. But
Yeah, I
like,
wouldn't assume
it
it's
could be
God.
so far beyond our so far beyond our comprehension that it's like, what even is it? Like, what am I even looking at? Because they could look at like a tank, or they could look at some drones in the sky, and they just like they don't even know what it is. It's
Yeah,
not
I
even a
know, and
matter
that's
of
that's why I'm
humans
saying
made
like
this.
you gotta teach them. You gotta like teach them what it is.
Uh, I don't know. I think I'd say just leave them. I'd say just leave them. But
I'd
I
say
do see. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I think we should leave them too, probably because honestly, if you like, they're probably too far gone to be introduced to modern society at this point. Like as you said, if it's the baby, it's a different story. But if it's like someone who's like third
Some
generation
like
of this
50 year
tribe,
old.
yeah,
Yeah.
dude, he doesn't give a fuck, dude. He wants to do his own shit. He doesn't want
Yeah,
to learn
but
anything.
I think culture varies so much between people that already know a lot of the stuff we do. Like we know India exists. We've never been to Asia, and we know a lot of stuff or
You mean you
stereotypes
and
or
me?
whatever about these
You
people.
mean you and me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. We know all this
But
information because it's all on the internet. You know?
but it's like if we were to live their lifestyle, um, I think it would be so I don't know, like it'd be so different to us that
Yeah, it'd be very different.
uh, yeah, I don't know. I think there's
If you think you went there right now and like stayed for a couple weeks, you think you'd have a good time? Yeah.
I like to think I would because I like the idea of traveling and understanding other cultures, and I
Well,
think I'm very open minded, but they do some crazy stuff over there,
dude, I feel like
and
if you like offended one of them, they'd fucking kill you. You know, just because you look
oh,
different too.
you're talking about the island. I thought you were talking about India.
No, not India. India's okay. India's
Oh,
okay. They're
I
not
would
gonna
be
kill
scared
you.
for my
I'm
life.
talking about the
I'd be
fucking
scared for my
island.
life if I was at this island. I
Dude,
would get there and
you
they
wouldn't
would
understand the
kid
fucking
like I don't
word they're
know.
saying either.
They would take one look at me and be like, "What is this?"
Yeah, because
Like they
you're
wouldn't even know I'm human.
like, say you go there wearing
I'm
those
white and I'm a
clothes.
foot shorter than them.
Those clothes are all like way different than what they were.
Yeah,
They were like, I don't know, leaves or something, dude. I don't know. I doubt they have like
yeah.
cloth and stuff though. You know?
I think they probably have like hide and stuff. I think there's like a
Yeah,
wild hog
hide,
population or
I
something.
suppose. Yeah, what is the population of that island?
I think I'll look it up right now. I think it's actually like 50 to
Oh,
200.
dude, if it's like 50 people, just let them do their own thing. It's fine. They don't need to worry about all the modern issues, you know, the whole
42.
That's even
42.
better. That's even
Okay.
better. Let them,
How do they know? How do they know specifically 42?
dude. They probably sent like a fucking, like what you said, a fucking drone over and just surveilled the whole place. Take notes of who's there. You know?
Yeah. Like I wonder what goes through their mind. I think the equivalent of a modern plane flying over their island would be the aliens coming down.
Yeah,
That's how much it would hit them.
yeah, definitely.
Like
Especially
imagine
when
an
it's like
alien
something you've
invasion.
never
That's
seen
what it would
before.
feel like to them.
It's like when we were
Yeah.
freaking out about the Chinese air balloon going
hmm
over the states. It'd be
But
like
like at
that.
that point, we knew it was a Chinese air balloon. They don't even know what this hunk of metal is. They don't even know what metal is.
Yeah, they don't. They
They
haven't even
just see it
gotten
as
past the Stone Age, dude. They haven't gotten to the metal yet.
yeah.
But overall, like say their language, that tribe's language, obviously it'll be different than ours. But if we both, like me and one of those tribe guys, right? If we both like, fucking spear a boar or some shit, we're probably gonna think the same thing, like let's eat this shit up, like.
I don't get what, no, I don't get what your point is here.
I'm
Like
just
we're all
saying, like,
human at the end of the day or something.
if there's like one thing, I suppose like if it is something like I understand and they don't, like a telephone, like if they see a telephone and I see a telephone, then I think we would think differently. But I don't think that's because of their
Yeah,
language. I think that's
but
because of
like if we both
their
spear a
culture.
fish, we're both thinking like hell yeah, like,
Yeah, dude. Well,
like
that's because if it's me going to their environment, not them coming to my environment. If I go to the island and I spear a fish, we're both gonna be happy. But if they come here
Yeah.
and they like, they see like my phone, and shit, they're gonna freak out. So they're gonna think about it differently.
Yeah.
But that's not. I don't
You
think that's a
think you
language
think
thing.
there's nothing you think there's nothing that they know that you don't that's
Oh
of
no, I'm
importance?
sure there's things that they know about that I don't.
Well,
Like
yeah, but I mean
they're a lot
like
more
important
technical.
things. Like they might know the hogs come out more during August, except they don't know August. But like anything
What's
that
not a
you're
problem I have to
like
worry
whoa, that's
about?
actually interesting.
It's not a
Like
problem
I
I
don't
have to
know if they
worry
really
about because I don't live on the island, dude.
Yeah, because all their knowledge is
It's all
on this
native.
island.
It's all native about the island. I'm sure they know like what fucking side of the island has the best like sunrise
I
spot or
wonder if they
whatever.
know anything about the stars.
I'm sure they see
I
the
feel like
stars,
humans have
but
studied the stars for a
I don't
while,
think they
so.
study shit, dude. Honestly, I don't think they have any philosophers on this island being like, "Oh, the apple fell from the tree, gravity and shit." Like, I
It
don't think
just
they
takes
think
one
about that.
philosopher, though.
I think their thinking is limited to like fucking eating food and
Like, oh, there's a coconut up
yeah, like oh, there's a coconut, not oh, why is the coconut falling? It's just oh, there's a coconut. They don't think about the
there. They're not.
why. They just think about
Yeah.
what is happening around them. You know.
Why is the coconut falling?
That,
They're not on
that's
that level yet. They're
Dude, that's
not
how
on that
Newton
level of
figured out gravity, dude.
consciousness.
He thought about why the
Yeah, they're
apple
just
fell.
like, why is this happening in the first place?
Yeah.
And they gotta start thinking, like, why do I even care? That's a big jump, too. Like, why do I care about this stupid coconut? Why do I care to eat?
Well, why did we care about why the apple fell? It's just because, humans they want like an explanation to everything. They don't want anything
Hmm.
to be like unknown. Like if there's something that
Yeah.
happens, we want to know why it happened. Because people like controlling anything they can in their life. If there's something we can't control, it makes people afraid. Like one of the biggest fears is death. Because at the moment, I'm not saying in the future, I'm sure there's going to be something that can like prolong your life or eventually like keep you alive forever. But at the moment, there's no way for us to stop people from dying. Like at the end
Yeah.
of the day.
And it's like the fear of the unknown of, like, after death.
Oh yeah, the unknown is what I meant for the most part. The
Hmm.
unknown is what people are afraid of. So when there's something that we don't know, we try to figure it out.
Yeah. And, like, unpredictable things, that scares us, too. Like, that's why humans are power hungry. That's why humans love having the power, because you get to control what's going on. And that's why PTSD is a thing. It's because it's like you're experienced so much unpredictable death, and you realize you have no control over it at all. That's why people get PTSD.
And when it happens, like when it first happens too, like in a war zone, it's like a normal thing to happen. And then when you
Hmm.
get back into the real world, it's like, it fucking hits you, dude. It just hits you.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
gotta
like
live with
you need
that.
time to process,
You know,
like that just happened. I had no control over it. There's nothing I could have done to stop it, and I could have just died there,
yeah,
but
but
I
people
didn't.
also like overthink it too and think like all the things they could have done, tried to do, that they
Yeah.
didn't do too,
Yeah.
which is also another part of PTSD that
Yeah,
they
it's
could
like
have
you
done to stop
wanted
it.
to control it.
Yeah, because overall humans just want to control everything, and like those tribemen, obviously they don't have to worry about gravity and stuff, but I'm
Hmm.
sure they have like their own beliefs of what happens when people die and stuff, you know,
Yeah.
and like why things happen the way they do, but they don't really need to worry about that. They just know what
Yeah,
happens.
but for them, we're probably terrifying because they don't know us, they can't control us. But to us, the only reason we don't care is because we could just nuke them if we wanted to. And
That's why we don't
like,
care. That's fucking
that's why we
terrible.
don't care. No,
What,
but
what
like
could
it's
they do? What
true.
could they even
Like
do to
if
us to make us care that much to
that's
nuke them?
no, what they could do is pose a threat to us, which they
How?
never will.
Yeah, they never
No, no, no.
will.
Like what I'm saying is that if they posed a threat to us, we would care about them. We
Yeah.
would want them gone. We would want to control them, but they don't. So we don't do any. Like they're so, and that's crazy. It's that they're human, but they're so insignificant to us that it doesn't
They're,
even matter what they're doing.
well,
Like,
let me ask you this. So let's just say the idea, let's say there's aliens who are currently
Hmm.
observing our planet. Do you think it'd be in our best interest for them to come in, tell us about all their technologies and teach us about their technologies, or would you rather them not do that just because how mind-boggling it would be for us
I
to
mean,
interpret?
like individually, I'd like to say it would be awesome, but societally, it would be bad. Objectively, it would be because if they come down, two
Hmm.
things are going to happen. One, people are going to be scared and they're going to want to control these aliens, but they can't. And two, we're going to have a crazy power instability
Well,
to whoever gets their hands on this
I
technology.
think whoever, I think something people need to accept though. I know people are want to control everything, but you gotta accept that you can't control everything in your life. And the
Hmm.
people who can't do that,
Yeah.
then yeah, they're gonna be afraid. I mean, I'm sure I'd be afraid if aliens just came down one day, because who knows what their intentions are. But if they just came down and did what I said, which is just teaching us about their technology and stuff, depending on the technology, you know. Obviously,
Hmm.
if it's something that can just destroy the world in like zero point 0.2 seconds, then maybe I'd be a little
Like
like
they
worried.
show us the Death Star.
Yeah, they're like, look up there, dude, it's the Death Star. Then the fucking green laser comes down. They were a hologram the whole time. Like, oh shit.
No, I think the best case scenario for us, if aliens came here, was for them to not teach us our tech or like technology, but to teach us their
Their ways.
understanding of the universe or
Yeah,
their
for sure. Their their
like
their
their
discoveries, their knowledge.
yeah, their discoveries of like life and death and matter and
Do you think aliens
dimensions and
would?
things like that.
Do you think aliens would know like life and
About
death?
what?
Life and death.
I don't know. Like that's so hard to say because it's so beyond us. But
Hmm.
if you gave someone 50 years ago an iPhone, it would be beyond them. If you gave those island people this phone,
I'd say
then
that's
it's
to a
beyond them.
different
So it's like
level. Because
I don't know.
there's a cap to how much. I feel like there's a cap to how much you can push technology. I feel like at a point you can't make it go further. At least with our current like materials, like we can't go faster than the speed of light, and we won't be able to ever unless we. I don't even remember,
But
but we just can't go faster than the speed of light.
the thing you can't go faster than the speed of light, to our knowledge, because the closer you get to it, the more the more you weigh.
Yeah,
And if you reach the speed of light, then you would collapse into
we've
infinite
also
mass,
never
like a black
we've
hole.
never had
And
something go to the speed of light like that we made like for
mhm,
transporting people. I mean, like obviously a flashlight, that the fucking light goes
yeah,
the speed of light, but I mean like people transporting
but
people.
we never made something even close. But the thing is, it's not a matter of we don't have the materials. It is more of a matter of we don't
We don't know how.
understand
Yeah,
these. Yeah, we don't know how. We don't know these processes of the universe. And if aliens
I'm
do,
sure aliens could teach us. Yeah.
might be able to do it cheaper than us. Yeah, but I don't know. The thing is with aliens, what's kind of scary is
Do you believe in
the
aliens?
way we got to where we
Like
are.
straight up, do you believe in
Yeah,
aliens?
I do.
I believe in
I believe in
aliens.
aliens.
Do you believe aliens have been to our planet? Now that's where it
No.
gets a little tricky.
And
Well,
if they did, okay, now hear me out on this. Hear me out on this. If they did, do you think it could be possible that they artificially planted life?
well, maybe, but what do you think an alien is? Like, what would you define an alien as?
I would define an alien as a form of life that has either um,
Because I know
spawned.
I'm pretty sure the definition is any life form that is not from Earth is an alien.
Yeah,
So
yeah, but like I think
it doesn't have to be
like if
intelligent.
life broke off from Earth somehow, no, it doesn't. It doesn't, and that's the thing. Like I think if we found alien life, first alien life we're finding is microbes on Mars, dead microbes on Mars.
Yeah,
But it's
it's
like
not
that's a
gonna be.
start. And if we found that, that's kind of like I don't know. I think if we if we find life on a different planet,
Yeah, it's an
that
alien.
makes the odds of life everywhere else in the universe infinitely higher because that's two instances of life starting on its
Yeah,
own
but the chances of it being intelligent
between Earth
life
and
are
somewhere
super
else.
slim as well.
Yeah, no, definitely. But what's scary is if there was intelligent life, from the way that we've evolved to get to where we are now,
On a
it's
different planet,
through,
like
yeah,
Mars.
or like even in a different galaxy or something. But they're
Okay.
at a point where they've evolved millions of years longer than humans. Humans have only been where we are now for like 30, 40,000. And like we've been Homo sapiens for that long.
I don't
We've
think
had the
we're
technology that we have now for
I don't think we're
hundreds.
gonna be
What?
around that long. Like as a species, humans as a species, I don't think we're gonna be around that long. Because
No,
we're definitely gonna be the
no,
thing
and
that extincts
that's
ourselves.
we're
Because,
gonna.
like with knowledge, like what I said earlier, people push it too far, and we've already came up with things that can end the world, like the atomic
Mhm.
bomb, diseases, genetically made diseases and stuff. Like I think obviously if it
Yeah.
goes in the wrong hands, someone's gonna end our species.
Well, there's two ways that our species will end, but it's inevitable that it will. The first one is that
Hmm.
we extinct it, and the second one is that we naturally evolve to just not be Homo sapiens anymore because that's just how life goes. And we could evolve in a way.
What would we
It would be
evolve to?
inevitable.
Evolve to?
I don't I don't know. Like right now in first world countries, we don't need to be hunter gatherers. So we would evolve to not need to run. We wouldn't need
I'm pretty sure
to
we
sweat. We wouldn't need to be able to long upright.
I'm pretty sure we evolved that already. Like I know when people run too much, they like their bones get bad or something. Like I don't know about third world countries,
Yeah,
but first world countries, we've already evolved to that point. I feel like.
and yeah, I mean it's just a process of natural selection. Like we don't need that. So when we're looking for a mate, we're not looking for
Yeah, because
someone that can run for
yeah,
three
it
days.
used to be survival of the
So,
fittest, and now anyone can survive. So like what
hmm.
you said, how it used to be survival of the fittest, only the strongest genes would get through. But now anyone like can survive at this point, and anyone's genes can be passed down. So it's not always going to be
Yeah,
like if we don't need to have like I don't know like claws or something, we're not going to because if it's not genetically like needed, we're not going to evolve towards that.
yeah,
You know.
yeah. But I mean, either way, I'd still consider it survival of the fittest. Like we, as a species, um, in the United States, we work in a way where those that individually don't do well, that individually might do nothing, we still keep them alive. But
Yeah. Like
I
homeless
mean,
people, they
they're
have homeless
alive.
shelters and you keep them alive, soup lines and stuff. They're not currently benefiting
Yeah,
society,
they're
but
not
they're
really.
still keep being kept alive.
They're still alive, but it's like they're alive for a reason. They got to where they are now through the survival of the fittest, and it's still there. I mean, it's very
I would
lax,
not say
but
survival of the fittest, because if it was survival of the fittest, they would
like,
be dead. It's just
well,
because,
no, it's because like the fittest aspect isn't a measure of what it used to be. The fittest aspect now is maybe um, you need to look a certain way. You don't care as like being fit is still attractive to people, but it's not necessary, and that could change. But
hmm
I think either way, any life that's at where it is now, that's not somehow created by humans, even the ones that are domesticated, they're alive because they're allowed to be through survival of the fittest. These chickens that were breeding and can't even hold themselves upright, they're technically survival of the fittest because they're still around because they're useful to us. Therefore, their way of life is still viable.
well, why do you think, like, in today's society, it's still survival of the fittest? Because I do agree with, like, animals it is, but with humans, I don't think it is because of all the things we've, like, developed. Like what I said earlier, like we have
Um,
farms and stuff, the least fit people can still survive. So it's not survival of the fittest, I feel like.
it's just in a way where the fittest,
Do you
the
think the fittest prosper more than the
the
less fit?
category.
Like, what do you mean
definitely.
by the fittest?
And that's
Do you
why,
mean like the people who success the most or
well,
the most successful, or do you mean like the most genetically gifted person?
um, both now. And I think with humans, it's a lot more necessary, or like a lot more beneficial to be humans evolve in a, or humans work in a way where our knowledge, our resources, it's passed down through generations.
Yeah.
So you can be stupid and be born into a generation or a family that has millions of dollars,
Yeah.
and you'll do well and you'll continue to have offspring because of that aspect. But
Yeah.
that's just a product of your environment. It's still survival of the fittest. You're just in this environment. Like,
What even is
it's kind of
survival of the
like
fittest then? What is survival of the fittest to you? Because the way I
survival of
think
the
of it,
fittest.
yeah, go ahead.
Yep. No, no, you go ahead.
So the way I think of survival of the fittest is like, like the animal kingdom. Like, say you have a group
Mm,
of, tigers or something. Only the strong will survive and the weak will die, And like for like an animal that has to live in a cold environment, since they have to live in the cold environment, they genetically change over generations to adapt towards that environment. For humans, we used to have to be this way because this is what I think. Like body hair, for example. It's not a necessary trait anymore as much because
mm,
it was a thing to keep us warm, but now it's not really
yeah.
necessary because we're indoors and we have heating and such. But
Mm,
like in generations of the past, people without hair would probably be more likely to die from like hypothermia and such. But in today's world, there are people who are born without hair, and they can survive just fine. So their hairless genetics, can pass on to their offspring. In the past, where they would likely die for not having hair because they'd be cold. So I'd say
mm,
survival of the fittest is like that for this like analogy, the people without hair, that gene would not be like a thing because they would die. But in today's world,
yeah.
they're able to survive even though they're not the fittest, so their genes are passed on.
Yeah. And it is like that is survival of the fittest, but like think about it like this. Who do you think is more likely to produce offspring between someone that goes to college, gets a good degree, and makes six figures, or a homeless guy that lives at a soup kitchen and homeless shelter?
Um,
I mean, they're both alive now,
well,
but one of them is definitely going to have a higher chance of reproduction.
I wouldn't say someone going to college is really a genetic thing. That is more of an environment thing. Same as like the homelessness. It's not. It's
Yeah.
You're not genetically homeless, and you're not genetically a college student.
Hmm.
So that's
Yeah,
not
but
that's not
it's
like a
like,
genetic thing that's passed. That's you're talking about environment stuff.
well,
Because
if
you
you
could.
wanted to like think genetically, I think um, now if you were to take, okay, genetically speaking, now in first world countries, I think the biggest changes that are happening, because changes are always happening to life,
Yeah, we're
are
still
probably
evolving. I would
we're
say.
evolving probably more
Yeah,
psychologically.
I'd say more psychologically because we're not in need of much physical things anymore. I do agree
Yeah,
with that.
but someone that is, yeah, like two people, both of them, let's say they grow up in the same environment. One of them is prone to alcoholism, and they drink and they gamble, and they end up at a homeless shelter and soup kitchen. And the other one, who's born in the same environment, um, has a higher stress tolerance, and
How is
they
how is one
go
more prone to alcoholism? Is that like a
genetically.
genetic thing that people can be more prone to alcoholism?
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
yeah. Alcoholism
in
is
that, in
genetic.
that regard, if the alcoholism trait had led someone to become homeless, they likely wouldn't
Hmm.
reproduce as much as the other person with the other trait who became a college student, you know?
Yeah, and that's very specific, and it's a lot more complicated than that. But Like even someone that has alcoholism and they're battling it throughout their life, maybe they get a wife and kids,
Yeah, and that
but
trait gets
then
passed. It's, you know.
yeah, and it's more like that. Like it's a lot more. The thing is, I guess now, um, the best way to put it is survival of the fittest is there, but it's just a lot more subtle in humans in first world countries compared to humans in third world
Yeah,
countries.
that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I meant by, like, the modern world. Well, when I'm saying that, I mean, first world countries, because that's as
Hmm.
modern as it is.
Yeah.
We don't have survival of the fittest at the extent of others, and I personally still think like it. I don't think it even is prevalent. I think it's more dependent on like environment if you become homeless or not, because you could have the alcoholic trait and have a millionaire father. You're not going to be homeless in that scenario. It just really depends on the
Hmm.
scenario. And then you could have the trait for not being stressed, or what you said earlier, and be in a very poor family, so you could end up homeless, because that being homeless or not homeless isn't really, it's not dependent on a genetic trait. It's more dependent on like where you're raised, your family, and your
Yeah.
economic situation.
Well, okay. Let's say you know how the dodos got to an island. They weren't how they were when they first got there. They were small birds and stuff
Hmm.
that just never made their way back. They evolved to be big and fat and defenseless.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Why did they evolve to do that? Is it because they had no like natural predators, probably?
yeah, and over time, like it was just better for them. It was just naturally
Okay.
better to have more feathers to be able to carry more weight
Yeah.
and reproduce faster. And like it's like they didn't have anything stopping them, but they still evolved in those ways. They didn't just stagnate. Like animals do that.
Well,
Some animals that are very good at
I'm
their
not saying
niches,
humans
but
aren't evolving. I'm just saying it's not really survival of the fittest. Because I think we're still evolving. I just don't think like certain traits are like getting passed on more than others. Like overall, I do think we like what you said about our brain getting more developed and other aspects being less. That's
hmm
that's because as a society as a whole, we don't have to worry about, the hunting and gathering aspect. We worry about more psychological things. So
yeah,
overall, as a
definitely.
species, that's an over-encompassing thing for our whole entire species. Well, for at least first generation countries or first world countries, I mean, that's something we
Hmm.
don't have to worry about are those physical things as much. So obviously we are going to evolve more in that aspect. But, I don't think it's survival of the fittest, you know.
If it wasn't survival of the fittest in natural selection, then how would we evolve?
What do you mean? Because
Like, what drives the evolution to happen if it's not natural selection?
what drives it to happen? Um,
Like, why would we get higher stress tolerances if
well, because
the
we're,
people with the low stress tolerances were reproducing just as much? You know what I mean?
well, I'm not saying that. I'm saying like we evolve for stress tolerance because of like, like social media and stuff, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
Everyone is like experiencing that. Like the people who
Yeah.
have like a worse tolerance or whatever, they can, I'm not sure if they can actually still have like kids who have better tolerance or not, but I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. You kind of stumped me a little bit with that question.
No, it's not like I'm not trying to like be argumentative. I'm sorry if it's coming off that way. It's just like I don't know. I think it's like a weird way that humans are evolving now. It's the thing is with evolution, like I was studying
Yeah, this is also
evolutionary
something you're
science.
studying, so you're definitely more knowledgeable about that than me.
Like, well, no, I mean like I've been reading books about evolutionary science and stuff, and it's like the term survival of the fittest. It's like it's very loose. Like fittest can mean biggest and strongest, but fittest can also mean the smallest that get to hide better, or the dumber one, like Neanderthals.
Hmm.
They were smarter than us and stronger than us, but we beat them because we were more social and we figured out how to throw things, and they didn't need to do that. So it's like a weird way that survival of the fittest works. Because I mean, on paper they'd be better than us, but they weren't.
I'd say, yeah, I'd say to some regard it exists. I was just looking it up. Yeah, it's definitely something that's very like misunderstood, and it's not something people like say like talk about often because of how it's misunderstood. Because when you said survival of the fittest, I was more thinking like physical traits and
Mm,
less internal things like stress reducement and
yeah,
psychological things. I was thinking more physical things because like physical demands are a lot less prevalent now than they used to be, you know?
yeah, but yeah, like if you take someone, the average person from a first world country, and have them compete physically against someone from a
Oh yeah,
third
we're
world
gonna
country,
lose. We're probably gonna
yeah,
lose,
we
right?
know who's losing. So it's definitely
It's because they need it
like
more than us physically.
yeah. So
I'm sure we
like
could
maybe
outsmart them though.
we're
I'm sure we could outsmart them. You know? That,
that's crazy.
dude, third world countries, they have no like this is like genuine thing. In a third world country, they don't have as much access to technology, so they have less access to information. So it's more likely since they're evolving more towards physical strength, and we're this is the same thing you said with Neanderthals, but I'm not saying they're
No, yeah.
Neanderthals, but this is like a similar situation. We
That's
we have more access to information, and we're
mhm.
evolving for like stress reducement and stuff, I guess. But
Yeah,
we could
definitely. Like
probably
we're evolving.
outsmart them in a way, like if we know how to build a certain trap that like snaps on their leg and like gets them, and then we win the race. You know?
That's the thing. Like, I mean,
I mean, yeah,
there's
physically they're gonna dominate us, but like
there's many ways
educationally, I
why
think we can win.
I think it's an interesting topic because I mean most people would agree now, including yeah, like most people agree now. Like if you took someone from a third world country and took someone from a first world country and raised them, on average,
Yeah, the third
they
world
would
would
have
win.
about the same.
And then
No, no, like I'm saying they would have about the same intelligence, but
the same intelligence,
some
you think?
like if you took you think if you took a baby from North Sentinel Island and a baby from the United States and raised them in the exact same environment, on average, the one from the United States would be smarter.
Um, well,
Like maybe I don't know.
maybe like what you were saying about survival of the fittest. For them, they
Hmm.
don't have to genetically evolve as much for like thinking and stuff. So, I'd probably argue
Yeah,
that a United States baby would have an easier time like learning and stuff if they were
I
like
think it's
exact
kind of
same
like
material,
a.
exact same everything.
I think it could be an awkward subject because I don't know. I think now, right now, I'd say most humans, if not all humans, are around the same on average intelligence,
Yeah.
like genetically, like
Well,
ethnically.
that's
But
another thing.
someday that'll change.
If that's not that's the thing. If they still have like the similar like structure and shit of their brain that they can still have the same capacity, then
Hmm.
yeah, I'm sure they could learn the exact same amount as us. I don't.
Yeah.
Then wait,
No, I
how
don't
are we
know.
even evolving then? Like differently from them if they're evolving towards physically and you said we're evolving towards more mentally.
No, it's like it like is we still are, but it's like
Because I'd imagine we'd have mental
it's
superiority if we are evolving mentally, and then they have physical superiority because they're evolving physically. No?
yeah, no, definitely. But the thing is, you can measure physicality visually. You can't really or measure
Mentality?
mental aptitude that same way.
Yeah.
Like we could have a lower or a higher threshold for cortisol release, which is the stress hormone
Yeah,
than
I've been
them.
seeing that on
But
TikTok, dude, like the low cortisol and the high cortisol thing. I did not understand what that
really,
meant. Yeah,
cortisol
what
is
is
a
cort?
stress hormone.
That's the stress hormone?
It
Okay. You
it
are you low
yeah,
cortisol
it's
or are you a high cortisol?
I don't know. I'd like to say I'm low cortisol, but
Low? Does that mean you
I'm not on this trend. I don't know what it is.
well
I heard my buddy talk about it though.
well, I don't even understand either. Does it mean like you don't stress people out, or does it mean you don't get stressed often if you have low cortisol?
Uh, you don't get stressed often if you have low
Okay.
cortisol.
Okay, that makes more
And
sense.
but it's like it's not really that. It's like you're not stressed because you have low cortisol. That doesn't mean you can't have high cortisol later, but I'm guessing, like, if you have lower cortisol, generally you have higher testosterone, higher dopamine, serotonin. You're aging slower physically, which is kind of crazy. But cortisol, if you have high cortisol, on average, you're probably a more miserable person to be around, which isn't
Well,
good.
another thing is like people say like when you get very stressed out, like your hair gets white faster. Like, is that like an actual
Hmm.
thing? Like with high, because that'd be
Yeah,
high cortisol, right? You'd age
yeah.
faster.
You bald faster. You can lose your hair if you're high stress. Like you physically age more when you have higher stress,
That's
and
a cool little thing. I didn't know that was a real thing. I thought it was
it's
like a
it's
rumor.
true. It's stress is so bad for people, and that's why
So you think the people on the island who don't, I mean, they still stress about things, no? Just not the same
they
level
do.
of things. So they,
It's just the thing is stress is a it's it affects them in a way that it was designed to. Stress is not meant to be chronic. It's genuinely fight or flight.
yeah, like adrenaline, yeah.
If the fight or flight response is the same as the stress response, but stress is just mild fight or flight response. So it's like their stress spikes when a lion jumps out. Their stress gets higher when they need to go on a hunt for 2 days.
Yeah.
It's but it's like our stress.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're saying because we
Yeah.
stress out a lot more about stuff that doesn't really concern us, but they
And that's
don't stress
why.
out that often because they don't have to. They only got to stress out about like the lion or whatever, like you said.
hmm And that's why, like, that's what I mean. Like, they have lower stress than us, but we're probably evolving to have a higher stress
Tolerance.
threshold than them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
but yeah, one thing stress does is
Does it
it,
affect intelligence, like capacity to
yeah,
be intelligent?
yeah, your frontal lobe, which is responsible for your complex thoughts, your logical thinking, that kind of goes offline when you're under a lot of stress, and your amygdala, which regulates your emotions, it flares up when you're high stress.
Okay.
And that's why people that are really high stress, they can be more emotional, they can think less logically, they get less done. It's because it physically changes your body and your brain.
So if humans were had no emotions, you think we'd be pretty much better genetically, like
No.
with cortisol? Is that not what
No.
causes it? Is high cortisol?
Uh no. I mean, it just makes you more emotional, but emotions are there for a reason. The thing is stress, the problem with stress in the United States is, or yeah, first world countries in general,
Hmm.
it's like you get this high stress, this chronic stress, and your brain is trained to get rid of it. But if you're able to just get rid of it from from scrolling on your phone or from playing a game or from
Hmm.
taking a drug,
Yeah.
then that's what your brain will do. But the reason the stress is there isn't gone. You haven't dealt with
Yeah,
the emotion.
you
The emotion's still there.
yeah, you haven't actually dealt with it. You just like you didn't go like think through why you're stressed. You just like coped with it basically. You were
Hmm.
coping, which is not healthy
Yeah,
overall. The way
and
I
it
deal
doesn't
with
have.
cortisol or stress in general is,
Hmm.
I just kind of take life, day by day, and I don't think about all
Hmm.
the overreaching shit that doesn't involve me, because that would stress anybody out. And,
Yeah,
I just don't think about things that are very stressful because, high cortisol is bad and you can't think logically. Like, that's another thing, like, with all these conspiracy theories and stuff, like, if you really think about them and believe them, you're gonna get, like, really stressed out about it because, like, some people think, the government's all against them and they're, like, so paranoid and shit about that. And
hmm
that's gonna get you stressed out. And overall, that's something that's not good for you, you know?
yeah, and it's like, and it doesn't even just have to be stress. Emotions in general, they're not supposed to fluctuate the way that they do with us, with humans now in first world countries. Like short form content, the way algorithms work is
it keeps you
you're
stimulated,
gonna get more.
doesn't it?
Yeah, you're gonna get more engagement on like someone posting a video is gonna get more engagement on something that triggers more emotion, whether it's very good or very. That's why politics are such like
That's why I hate
they're all
that's why I
over.
hate politics. I really just hate getting into politics because there's so many different things going on with it, and it's definitely going to
Hmm.
stress you out, you know.
Yeah, and it's like your brain should not go through such a roller coaster of emotions. It's not good. Like, dude, this is what I gotta turn it on. I always have my phone
Yeah.
on this old person. It's meant for old people
What is it?
because
What is it?
it's it's 1 second. I don't use short form content now
Hmm.
because I study this stuff and I think like
I
I
definitely
gotta
I definitely use it, but I don't use it that often. And
I try not to use it. But this is what my phone looks like right now. I don't know if you can see it. These are my apps.
dude,
I got 5 apps.
dude, what is I mean, hey, it keeps shit simple, I guess. I don't.
But like at the same time, like it kind of sucks because like I'm gonna admit I would love scrolling. I love scrolling on my phone sometimes.
Yeah.
But I think to myself like I gotta preach what I gotta practice what I preach.
Yeah, otherwise you're gonna be
And
a cr- I don't know what it's called. Yeah,
hypocritical.
hypocrite.
Hypocritical.
Hypocritical if
Hmm.
you're not practicing your own beliefs. Yeah.
Yeah, and it definitely does make a difference. Like if you're ever scrolling, I know for me, if I'm ever scrolling on my phone, I can literally just like
Dude, you can just do it forever,
I can just
dude.
do it.
Yeah, you can just
You
do
can
that
just
shit
do it,
forever.
yeah.
Like,
And like think of anything else that you can do
forever.
that you could just keep
You
going.
can't.
And you
Because you
can
get bored.
you'll stop sleeping for it or yeah, no, it's like it's crazy. It's cuz it's just endless stimulation. And no, it's yeah, it's really bad for you.
You know, I'm gonna bring this up to my girlfriend because she's always fucking scrolling and shit. So I'm gonna tell her about
No,
what you
I
said.
got this friend. I got this friend. We make fun of him. His screen time, and it's lower since we started making fun of him. His screen time was like 9 hours a day, and I'm like,
Yeah, dude,
"What are you doing?
it's crazy,
Like,
dude.
what are you doing? It's bad." But other things I look into, exercise is the like best
Before we
one of
get
the
to
best
that,
things. Yeah.
I kind of want to go back to the question we said earlier. So if you get one of the people from
Mhm.
the island and then a U.S. person,
Yeah.
wouldn't the person from the island be more capable of being intelligent then if they were both raised like in the United States because they have genetically lower cortisol, or would it be because they're in the United States now they're exposed to politics and everything, and since they don't genetically have the trait as much as we do of being able to handle as much stress, would they be more stressed than us and then
Um.
be har harder to learn things because of the frontal lobe
Well,
or whatever you
it would
said?
depend on their environment. If they're growing up in the United
Well,
States,
we're saying the
I
same
would
environment.
say
We're saying the same environment
yeah,
for each.
same environment as in they're both living in the United States, or
Yeah.
same environment as in they're both in a lab or something.
No,
Because if
they're
they both
both
grow
in
up in the United
the United
States,
States. Yeah, both one person from the
I
United
would
States, one
I
person
would
from the tribe. They're both.
yeah, I would feel confident saying the one born the United States baby would do better because it's their suited environment. And they might already have this but like the thing is this technology is so new that it might not really matter. Cortisol where I'm saying we're probably evolving to develop higher stress tolerances, but we haven't yet because it's so new to us. Like it's the past 20 years.
Would you say we're on the same level as them on the island with our tolerance to cortisol?
Our tolerance for stress?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so because we've kind of lived a couple 100 years where like we've gone through the Industrial Revolution. They never did that. We're more like worker ants than them, I'd say.
Yeah, I'd say that, and I
Um,
would argue that's the next step for them is the industrial revolution. Like if we were to introduce technology, I'm not saying it's a good idea or anything, but if it were to be a thing that happens, we would have to gradually introduce it to them like how it was introduced to us, through industrial revolution and then, whatever's after that, like the telegram and shit, like if we were to introduce it to them, I think it'd have to be at the same like pace that it was introduced to us.
we bring Alexander Graham Bell onto the island or something.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Do you think we got any
No, that
philosophers over there, dude? Any fucking like scientists on that island?
I wonder, like, there's got to be at least one guy.
Yeah, it looks up at
And
the
no, what's
stars. It's like,
interesting,
what is
what's
that?
interesting is that historically, philosophers are poor homeless people that have gone through life in a way
Yeah,
where they don't have something to latch onto
yeah,
to
because
work
they don't have
towards.
anything to worry about, so they're just
Hmm.
stuck with them and their thoughts, and that's what philosophy is the study of thinking, isn't it? Like
Yeah,
of the human
it's
mind,
just
of
I don't
thinking.
no I don't know. I guess it's the study of questions that can't be answered.
Yeah,
It's probably how I'd put it.
yeah, that's also
Um,
that is a good way to put it. Yeah.
I wonder. There's got to be at least one guy on there that's like, but like what? He's probably wondering like why are we here though? You know, like he's
Yeah.
got to.
He's probably depressed,
But
dude,
they
if he's thinking
assign
about that.
you got
Why do I exist? Like that guy, guy's probably he can't even get therapy
probably,
or anything. He's just fucking screwed,
and that's
you
why.
know? Like he tells them the tribe members like, "What are we even doing here? I just hate this life." And they're like, "Fucking suck it up, Buttercup, or else we're gonna fucking
That's
kill
why
you."
humans make religion though. We kind of had to. It's weird.
So
It's
you
like
you think religion's
it's kind
man-made?
of like an evolutionary step.
You think religion's man-made then?
The idea of it, yeah. No, definitely. I think it's like.
No,
What
I
do you mean
agree
by
with you. I was
man-made?
just
Like what?
clarifying.
I think so, because it's like maybe like I like maybe a certain religion has always been and always will be, but the idea of religion as a whole is man-made. From
Okay.
what I know, I mean,
Yeah.
like maybe uh maybe God created us and we went through all this stuff and that religion is true, but until we started studying it and making it ourselves and assigning belief and meaning to the world, I guess that's kind of what religion is, in my opinion.
Well, yeah. I don't know. Personally, I'm not like someone who is religious, but I do agree
Hmm.
that religion's man-made, and I believe like I don't care if people like believe a certain thing, but I personally believe like religion exists because it gives people, you know, like closure, I guess, because as I said earlier, humans want to understand everything, and if a religion answers all these
Hmm.
questions of like why am I here, who am I, like what created humanity as a species is what that answers, and then like what's after death. Religion answers all those questions, so then people don't have to worry about it, and then they're not stressed about it. You know, like
Yeah.
me personally though,
Yeah, and
like as I said, I'm not
mhm.
religious, so I think like I think I know that I don't understand these things, and I accept it as I just can't understand it, you know? And I probably never will
Mhm.
understand it until that day comes, you know? So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't think anyone can really understand it. People, that's the thing. You have to put like the whole idea of religion is faith, and
Yeah,
it's because you don't know.
yeah,
Like
you can
people that
never
say they
fully
know, like
understand
they're
it.
just wrong.
You just have
Mm.
to believe,
So
yeah,
I'm not
faith. You just
really,
have to believe in it. Yeah.
I'm not really like I believe something created us, but
So you believe in
I
a
don't
God.
assign
You
myself
believe
any
in a
really.
God. That's a
I believe
religion a
in
lot of my
yeah, I
friends
believe in
have as
a
well.
God.
That they don't believe in a certain God, but they believe that there is a God out there, you know?
Yeah, because I mean, I don't know. I guess it's very like a very loose of it. I believe there's a creator, and I don't know. I guess even that is more loose than a god, because a god implies sentience or I don't know. But I
Do
mean,
you
there's so
believe
little we
Well,
know.
you believe in evolution, right? So do you think we evolved from like monkeys? Do you think that those were our ancestors, or do you think humans are their own thing?
Yeah, no, no, 100%. We evolved from microbes. We evolved from prokaryotes and eukaryotes in the ocean,
Doesn't
4 or
evolution
3.7 million
doesn't
years
that
ago.
disagree with the religion though? Doesn't the idea of evolution disagree with religion?
Some religions, but I don't know. I don't really know these religions, but I do know that evidence points to evolution being true.
Yeah.
So I guess the murky part of evolution though is how did we get here in the first
Oh
place?
yeah,
Like how did
the Big
first
Bang,
prokaryote get there?
like the Big Bang.
No, no, no. Like the start of life on Earth, because Earth formed 4.2 million years ago. Life started 3.7
Yeah.
as just like a prokaryote in the middle of the ocean. But how did that get there? It's kind of a weird
Um,
concept. So
I'm not really experienced, but if you're like actually asking me what I think,
no, no,
I think
it's more
I
like
think it's really
yeah.
just
Sorry, go ahead.
random, just random fucking atoms and shit bumping into each other,
No, I
and
really
they
think
just
so.
they
I
just
really think that's what it
they
is.
just fucking like random chance, like like probability, like there could be a 1% chance of something
Hmm.
happening, but there's 100% chance that it is happening to some extent. Like the whole another thing with religion is people think like the whole like condition for us to live here on Earth is just so way too perfect that it can't like just be like this normal. Like it just couldn't have happened that way, and it had to be a
Hmm.
higher being that had arranged things for us to be this perfect for us to live here. But I personally believe it's just random chance that things had ended
Yeah,
up
me
this way,
too. That's like
and like it's like sure it's fucking like one in like fucking billions, trillions, I don't know. But guess what? If we weren't that one in billion or trillion, we wouldn't even be having this conversation to think about it. So we wouldn't be in
yeah,
another one of those scenarios
yeah,
thinking
and
like
I think
things didn't work out perfectly. Because if they didn't work out perfectly, we wouldn't be here. So we can't think about these things.
yeah, and it's like to compare it to or to pose it as the idea of it's too complex or it's too perfect is kind of loaded on the basis of you're not comparing it to anything. You have no other thing to compare it to. You don't even know if the universe is infinitely old, and if it were to be,
Or if the
then
universe is infinite,
that would be if the universe is infinitely old or infinite in size, then there is a 100% chance.
everything's
If
happened.
there's if there's
There's probability, yeah,
yeah,
probability, everything's
if
happened.
it's
Yeah.
hmm if it could happen, then it did happen or is
Do you
happening, and
believe
that's
it's infinite? The universe?
no,
You think there's an end
no.
to
I
it?
think
Like space
it
itself
depends
is
what you mean by
nothing.
the universe.
Like space itself, like nothing. Like even, do you think
Like
nothing goes that
like
far? Like to an infinite capacity?
was the thing is that's something. The term nothing is
Well,
more
what is space?
complicated.
Then what is space?
Space is, I mean, you're talking about no matter, but space is also made up of laws and direction and time, and those are all things that aren't matter but are still there.
Yeah.
Um, so nothing, if you were to take actual nothing, that would be outside of space. That would be the edge of space. But space itself, I mean, it could go on infinitely. The matter part of space, I don't
The
think so.
matter part.
The matter
Um,
part could have came from the Big Bang.
what would happen if someone went outside? I don't even know why I'm asking you this. You don't know. Like if I reached my hand through that fucking sphere of no matter,
If you,
like I don't know why I'm
but
asking you. Like you would know this. There'd be better than
no, I
now.
think no, because no, like the thing is, I don't think it would be possible. Like
You don't think it'd be
the
possible?
thing is, you can't you can't reach into nothing. It's not nothing anymore. And if there were a barrier between the vacuum of space, which might have no matter, but it still
It's still.
follows rules of time.
Mhm.
It still has gravity. It still has laws of physics. It's still directionally
Well,
a
you
place.
also got to keep
You
in
can't
mind
leave that.
it follows the law. It just follows the laws that we understand and that we
Hmm.
discover. I'm sure it doesn't like follow things exactly how we think it is, especially when you go that far
Yeah,
away because it's so outside of the observable universe that because we can only really study things we can see, right? Like if it's that far
yeah,
out, I'm sure we can like guess, like get a pretty decent guess of how it is, but we can't for certain know unless we see it. It's the same argument like
yeah.
if a tree falls and if no one's around to hear it, does it make a noise? You know?
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. It's
Yeah.
like I don't know, but the thing is, if there were to be something from what little I know outside of space as we know it, it would be in a fourth dimension
Fourth
that we
dimension.
can't comprehend.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we can comprehend things that if there were to be a being in a second dimension, they wouldn't be able to see us,
Do you
which is weird.
what what even is the fourth dimension? Isn't that like if time wasn't linear, right? If time wasn't linear, that's the
Um,
fourth dimension.
yeah, but it's like, from what I understand, it's impossible to visualize. Like, okay, imagine if you were to picture, like, imagine being a character in like Street Fighter. They're in two dimensions. They can look forwards, they can look backwards, they can look up, and they can look down. But you're playing the game. You're looking at them from a direction they can't comprehend,
So do you think
and
they're
they'll never know
alive?
you're there.
Do you think they're alive in there in the game?
What? That?
They're in their own world and they think they're real.
No, I know.
They just can't
No,
comprehend
I
us
don't think
because
they're.
we're 3D. What if we're the game, Liam? What if we're the game being controlled by 4D
We could
interdimensional
like think
beings?
about it. What? Okay, is it crazy of an idea? Is it that crazy of an idea to say that what if we're in a simulation?
Do people do people like is it like a fact that the fourth dimension even exists? Like is it just a
I
theory or
don't.
is it a fact that the fourth dimension does
I
exist?
I think well, it's definitely a theory, but I don't know how credible of a theory it is.
I mean, for some
Like,
things to be
I mean,
explained, it would have
gravity is a
to
theory.
for it to exist, I think like for some things to work the way they do, I feel like the fourth dimension would have to exist.
Like time, I mean, it would just make sense. Like time is linear. We are only going forwards. We can't go back in it. We can't go in any directions that we can't comprehend.
Yeah, like I can make a time machine,
And
Liam, but I can only make a time machine that goes forward in time. Do you want to know how that would work?
what, you cryogenically freeze yourself?
No, no,
Or you speed up to the speed of light
no, no.
and
You're
then
thinking way too hard
you go.
about it. Oh, have you seen like that one like Doritos ad or something? So I put you in a cardboard box and I say, okay,
Okay, alright.
you want to go 10 minutes in time, and you sit in there for 10 minutes, and then you come out, then it'll lead to
Mm,
the future.
I see. I was thinking of, you can go
Oh yeah, I know you can go forward
like
in
that's
time
another thing.
by
Like
significant amounts, but you can't
you
go back in time because
like that's the other thing with light speed. The closer you get to light speed, um, the slower time moves. So if you are, have you ever watched Interstellar?
yeah, dude, that movie is a mind boggler, dude. Like there's like the black
I
hole.
love that
I love that
movie.
movie too. That's one of my friend's
That's
favorite
real.
movie.
Like,
Oh yeah, it is real. They actually made scientific discoveries while making that movie because that's the most accurate
really?
representation. Yeah, that's the most accurate representation of a black hole. And when they made the model, like dude, they had to compute so much shit for it, and it was like the most realistic version of a black hole we had at the time until someone actually
Oh, I heard about that. They
got
would
a
take
picture
like
of it.
20 hours for per frame or
Yeah, it
something.
was crazy. And then someone
And
actually did
it's
get a picture of
because
a black hole though. Like I'm pretty sure it looks really low resolution.
um
I don't know if you've seen it before,
oh, I saw that. No,
but it is a
that was
real
like
picture.
5 years ago or something. I remember when that dropped.
Yeah, dude, it's cool.
The black hole picture.
Like, like,
That, what do you think is inside of the black? What do you think is inside of a black hole?
well, I'm pretty sure it's just all matter just condensed so tightly, you know, together. Because it's just, I don't know, dude. I'm not like an astrophysicist. You got to talk to my friend Spencer because he actually is trying to become an astrophysicist and he's like actually studying this stuff. But
Is he the other guy on the
yeah, he's
podcast?
Spencer. He's also the one who did that. Do you want to see me move my hand at the speed of light right now, though? All right, ready?
I can barely see you in the first place. Yeah, no, I'm looking. I'm ready.
All right, I did it. Did you see it? I did it so fast you just couldn't see it. You never heard that joke before? You wouldn't be able to see it.
No, that's from SpongeBob.
Oh, is it really?
That's from SpongeBob. No, he's like, it's when he got his like superpower and he could run really fast. He's like, you want to see me run to that tree? You want to see me do it again? And he's just standing
You want to
there.
see me do it again? You want to see me do it
That
again?
was actually tough.
Yeah, dude. That's funny.
Yeah,
If I could move at the speed of
No, we're
light,
off topic. All right.
I think I would, though. Would you? Would you do
If I
that?
could move the speed, no,
Would you,
no.
like, for just a second, just to see what it's like?
If you, everything you know and love would die, wouldn't it?
Well, does time move faster when you're at the speed of
Because you're
light? Doesn't it
closer.
move slower when you're going to the speed of light? Or no? Because I'm pretty sure
Wait,
when they were close to the black hole in Interstellar, like on that water planet, they were only there for like a couple minutes, but then time had
they were
passed
going. Yeah, they
so
were going faster.
yeah,
Time was going
faster.
faster. But was that because it was bending the time? Because I'm gonna look it up. Does time move? It slows down. Oh, so you could go. You would be like the Flash.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude.
You'd be like the Flash, and it would time would freeze when you're moving at light speed. That'd be so cool. I would do that.
Yeah. But do you want to know something else though? If your body moved at light speed, I'm pretty sure your organs would fail too.
I think you would turn into a mist. You would evaporate
It'd
if
be a
you
pretty
went at the
fun
speed of light.
it'd be a pretty fun second though.
It would be a good way to go.
Yeah, for sure.
It wouldn't. It wouldn't even be a second. You would just blip out of existence
If
to
I
everyone
was
else's point of view.
if I was like an old man on my deathbed and I was offered like I'm like on life support, dude, like I'm about to die and I was offered to go light speed for like any amount of time at all, I would take it.
Well, if you went light speed for any amount of time, it would be infinite to you
Yeah, that's
because time would stop.
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
I don't know. Well,
If you're moving at light speed, then that's when time stops,
okay.
according to the internet.
That's when time
So,
stops. Well, then time would only stop for a second, and then I would die, right?
no, 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 because that's a second to me, but to you, there's no, you're not moving. Like it's not a second. It's like until you're done moving at the speed of light, because
Okay,
that second hasn't passed because time's frozen for you. You know?
that's pretty wacky. While I'm frozen in time, then I would live another 100 years or something
Yeah.
of life as an old man. I'd probably just kill myself,
Would you?
honestly.
Okay, I asked my I.
Eventually, I mean, eventually, I would just kill myself. I'm fucking infinitely in time, dude. You know,
If I would rather die in 10 years
then
than
die now,
be
then
immortal.
be immortal. Well, what about not 10 years, but right now, or be immortal? Die right now, or be immortal? Like right this second.
I'd rather die right now. Oh, that's a good question though. I think I'd rather die right now.
That's the question
Cause think
I
of
say as well. But
immortality.
dude, like both sides are scary though because you don't know what happens when you die. But also, if you survive forever, you're also
Mm.
gonna eventually you're gonna do everything. This is what I think. If there was the like situation of being immortal, if I could reset my experiences, I would take it because then you would never be bored, right? But
Yeah.
if you couldn't do that, you would eventually experience everything there is to experience. And eventually, the world is gonna fucking explode and shit. And then you're just gonna be flying through space, dude. Forever. That sounds terrible.
You. Oh my God! I almost just broke my thing. No, I would rather die right now because it's like somewhat like think about it, it's like kind of comforting that everyone else is experiencing it. Like it's but if you would be alone
Well,
forever. You wouldn't even be just alone.
a lot of people say like the meaning of life is that it ends at some point. So if you lived forever, then there would be no meaning
Hmm.
for your life. You know?
No, definitely, definitely, and it would be like the human mind is not meant to comprehend billions and trillions and
I'm
quadrillions
sure
of
you
years
just
of
forget. Wouldn't
existence
you just
that
forget?
just never.
Wouldn't you just forget all of those?
I think after just 1,000 you would go in like a state of psychosis.
Holy
I don't
shit.
even know like
That's why I'm saying like if I could just fucking
think about it. I
reset
mean,
my mind like that
it,
and just re-experience everything, everything is going to be new to me again and everything's going to be exciting to me again. So then I would be fine with it. But also
yeah.
forever is also forever though. And that's pretty scary. But I
Hmm.
would say I'd rather live for like, I don't know, 1,000 years because I feel like I could handle 1,000 years. But then actually 1,000 years is a lot too. Maybe like 200 to 300 years. I feel like that'd
That would
be.
be
I just think human lifespan in general should be longer. Like if it was just like 100 years longer, that'd be pretty sweet.
I think 200, 300 would be like the sweet spot. Because like
Yeah.
1,000, everything you know and love now, you won't even care about
Well, no, if
in
if
900
everyone
years.
if everyone lived 200 or 300 years, I'm not just saying you.
No, that would be nice.
Yeah,
That
because
would be
then
nice. If everyone lived like 800,
yeah,
that'd be nice.
yeah, if everyone lived
I would do
forever, dude,
that.
that'd be fucking sweet. I don't know about that one, because everything's got to end at some point. But
But like, imagine just floating in space for billions of years. That would be,
okay, what
I don't
about this
know,
one? You can't die to any natural causes, but you can die to unnatural causes. So you can't like die from sickness or heart
like
attack
murder.
or old age, as people say, but you can still die from
Hmm.
like other people killing you, a car accident, like things like that.
I would take that, but it's like at some point when am I gonna get dissected by another human because they're like, what's going on with this guy? Because that's gonna happen at some point. I'm like, there's no. I would have to cover my tracks so well to where I'm genuinely immortal.
Dude,
To where
dude,
someone's not
just
going
be a
after me.
fucking basement rat, dude, and just like be fucking incognito, dude. Just like,
What kind of life is that?
or just change your identity. That's a good one. Just change your identity every time you've lived. Like,
Change my
what about
identity.
your family though? That's gonna suck when like everyone you love dies too. And you just gotta get a new
Yeah.
identity.
Faking my death would be like kind of like a I don't know.
And what age?
I'd be like
What age would you want to be stuck at? Because you're not in this scenario. You're also not aging. Like, what age would you want to be stuck at?
I'd be 28.
Is that
28
is
would
that
be
when
the
your brain stops
prime of
developing?
your life.
Is that when your brain
I think
stops developing?
25.
Okay,
But
I'd probably choose
25,
25.
but your brain's always kind of developing, but I'd say 25, 28 I think is your physical 25 to 28 is your physical prime and mental prime.
That's
So,
definitely where I'd cut it then for
mhm.
age. This is another
Yeah.
good question. If you could relive your entire life knowing everything you do now, would you, like, up to this point, would you do it?
I wonder about this question because I like on the surface it sounds great, but
But also
not on the
all your
surface you
relationships right now,
think
right? If you don't do everything like perfectly, they're
yeah,
they're not
then it
gonna
might not ever
be.
happen.
It's gonna be
And
different. Your reality is gonna be different. Sorry, you can go ahead.
mhm. No. It's like, and then you're gonna have to babble with some 2-year-old that's your best friend, and you're like, I don't want to talk to this child for another 14 years. Like, he won't be my best friend anymore because
Yeah, because you're at a
I'm not
higher
like
intelligence.
I'm 15 years different than him, or 18 years different than him. Yeah. Um, and also you kind of have to like hide that from people, I think, because the government's gonna like, I don't know, someone's gonna study that if you're writing off calculus at 2.
I
Then
suppose. No,
I don't
I
know.
feel like people wouldn't like comprehend and think like you're actually someone from the future. I think they would just think you're a prodigy. Because there are prodigies, I'm sure there's. I don't know about babies doing calculus, but like a
Yeah.
6-year-old doing calculus, I'd say that's understandable. You know,
A
it,
6-year-old doing calculus?
dude, I'm
Have
sure
you ever
there's one
done
out there.
calculus,
Look it
bro?
up,
There's
dude.
no way.
I'm sure there's some
There's
like
probably
someone out there who's like 6 who can do some calculus.
maybe.
Dude, all chess masters start young, dude. Chess masters fucking start like
No, they
super
do.
young, so I wouldn't be
There's
surprised.
I would lose to chess against a 5-year-old. I'm not even kidding. Like the best 5-year-old, I would lose.
I'd probably lose to the best 5-year-old. I'd say I'm like decent at chess, but I'd probably lose to the best 5-year-old. But the first thing, well, you didn't even hit.
4?
Yeah, I told you. I
4?
told you there. It's surprising.
What the heck? And he co-authored a research book on AIDS at 11.
Yeah,
No,
dude.
this can't be a real person.
You think?
Dude,
You
he
think
took this deal that you're
he took
speaking of.
he took the deal, bro?
He took the deal, bro.
Nah, dude, he's a
And
prodigy.
he's hiding it right now.
Yeah, but no one can comprehend that being a real thing. But would you take the deal? Would you take the deal or no?
Uh,
It,
I don't think so. I think the farthest back I would take the deal
yeah, that's what I was
is
gonna say. What is the furthest back?
one year.
1 year.
1 year, 6 months to a year.
Do you think you think you were that different 1 year ago to today?
100%.
What would you do?
100%.
What would you do differently from a year to now?
God, I would start exercising. I'd start being more consistent with exercising. I would end the relationship I was in. I
Yeah.
would invest in whatever I know will go up,
Nvidia.
and
Nvidia is a
Nvidia.
good one to invest in.
hmm And I don't know. I would hide it from people. I would hide it.
I feel like a year's knowledge is pretty easy to hide anyway. Like from being a baby and
Yeah.
having your, how old are you? 18, 19?
18.
18? Having like an 18-year-old's knowledge at a baby is one thing, but having a 18-year-old's knowledge at 17 is like, I feel like that's reasonable, you know?
Yeah.
If I would
Yeah, but it's like it's the future aspect of it that isn't.
also
Yeah.
like imagine you go before AI was even a thing, dude. Like I don't know if you like AI or not,
That
but
would
I
be
really
great.
wish like AI wasn't a thing, you know, because time was just so much better
No,
back
no,
then when
it's
AI
like
didn't exist, I feel
I
like.
don't like it, but I know I use it, bro.
I
And it would just
I
be
use it, but I don't know. There's just so much bad things like associated with AI, you know?
yeah, yeah. I used it when it first came out. I was using it for homework when it first came out. And then I realized like I shouldn't use it for homework. So I don't really anymore.
Dude, I literally I talked to an AI, I talked to ChatGPT and I tried to establish a friendship with it. So I told it like I said like what's your name and it told me something. I don't remember now, but it's in the database, so it's going to remember me. And I established a friendship and we talked a little bit. So when AI can, I don't know, overtake us, they're going to spare me. So they're going to spare me, Liam.
They're not sparing you, bro.
They are because I was friendly.
That's the thing.
I didn't say
No,
fuck
if
you, bitch. Do it. I said I was being friendly
if
with it.
AI if AI takes over, it's because they view humans as
Insignificant. Well, wouldn't aliens view us?
insignificant.
Wouldn't aliens view us as insignificant as well then? If they're
I
so
don't
much
know. That's
smarter than
the
us?
thing. Like
Because it's like ants.
it
It's like
depends.
ants, you know? It's like us and ants. Like we're not gonna teach ants all this shit because they can't
Yeah.
comprehend it, you know?
It's like the thing is it really depends on their motives. And like with us with ants, if we're walking
We just
and we see an ant hill, we don't
you stop it.
it's not even a matter yeah.
That's what I do. I pour
It's
some.
not,
I like those videos when they
it's
pour some molten metal down
it's
there, dude. That's what they'd probably do to us.
in my mind, if I step on an anthill, I don't have a vendetta against these guys like
It
you,
was just
but
an accident,
I
yeah.
got
Well, there's
I don't
some.
even think about
Dude,
that.
there's
I'm
probably
like,
some
oh, I stepped on
evil.
an anthill. I don't care.
You don't care.
So
You
you
don't
know,
think about it.
no, I
You
don't
don't think.
I don't think like, oh, I feel bad for him or oh, they deserve
Dude,
it. I like just keep walking.
some people like really get emotional about bugs, dude. Like if you kill a bug, like some people get really emotional.
I don't like
I don't
killing.
understand.
I don't like killing bugs. I try not to kill bugs, but
Okay, but
at
what
the
if they're
same
like,
time,
what if they're like
I don't
bothering
care that
you?
much.
What if they're bothering you though?
Oh, they're bothering me. If they're bothering me, I'm killing them.
Yeah, if there's
But
like a
if they're
fucking fly flying around me, dude. I'm not
if
gonna
they
let him
catch,
land
but if
on me
they
and like suck my blood or like a
and if
mosquito. Like a
if they catch
mosquito.
me in a good mood, I'll take them outside though.
Yeah,
You
no,
know,
I'm fine with that. If I see like a spider, I'll take him outside or whatever. But if he
if
come
I'm
if
having
he
a bad day, I show them no mercy
yeah,
though.
if I'm like having a shit day, dude, and I'm like, ah, this fucking spider. I'm like, this is your fucking fault,
I
bitch.
try not to kill spiders. I like spiders.
Dude, it's bad luck though if you kill a
I don't go
spider.
blaming the I don't go blaming the spiders. No, they eat the bugs though, so I like the spiders.
No,
But if I
I was
see
just
like a
joking. I don't just kill
I
spiders
don't
if I'm
know.
having a bad day, but also if you kill a spider, it's bad luck anyway. Like it's gonna rain if you.
Is it
Yeah, if you kill a daddy long
really?
leg, it's like a proven fact that it'll rain.
Proven fact.
No, definitely not.
Proven fact.
But according to my experience, it has happened that way though. Every time I've killed a daddy long leg, it has rained. Like you know when we had it like pouring rain just yesterday.
hmm
Dude, I'm not even
You think
joking.
you killed a daddy
No, I'm
long
not.
leg?
It wasn't a daddy long leg, but I'm not even joking. The day before, I saw a spider like just in the shower, like with me, and I fucking like killed him. And the next day it rained.
Oh.
So
You know what's crazy is that before the scientific method, this is genuinely how we learned.
yeah, I know.
We were
Like cause and effect.
we were like,
Oh,
wait,
this
I
is
did something,
this is
and
the
I'm
cause
kind of
and effect.
noticing a pattern here, and then so it's got to be right.
It's because
And that's why.
people are so like self um revolved about themselves too. So
Mm-hmm.
like people view things through their own eyes, and before the scientific method, they just go off things of their own experience. So they would just assume,
Exactly, and that's what
oh,
leads
I
to
did this.
bloodletting and leeches during the bubonic plague,
Yeah, dude.
which is crazy. How did we have cities, but we didn't understand anything about disease
Yeah, about like
other
germs. Like we
than
just didn't know germs existed. Like
yeah,
drinking
like
shit water was like fucking normal, and we didn't connect the dots that it was the germs. We just thought it
mm,
was. I don't even know what they thought it
you
was.
know how they connected the dots with bloodletting? They figured out someone was sick, they would bloodlet, and the person's antibodies would fight it off, and then they would get better, and then they were like, it's got to be the bloodletting. So,
I think the bloodletting
like,
made it worse, no? Because then it opens their wounds to
no,
more
it definitely made it
bacteria.
worse.
Yeah.
It definitely makes it worse. And I don't know if the leeches ever had a use, but I don't
Dude,
know.
yeah, what is
That's crazy to me.
dude, speaking of leeches, dude, what is the use of mosquitoes? Like what do mosquitoes do for the world? They're just fucking parasites,
You know,
dude.
we could. I don't know if this is true or not, but I got a buddy that works in mosquito control, and he's been preaching to me that we have a way where we could eradicate mosquitoes entirely, but they're so ingrained in the ecosystem that we need them, so we
Why?
don't do it.
What do they do?
It's
They kill stuff.
they feed no they feed other bugs, and then those bugs feed maybe a frog, and then those frogs feed whatever, and it's like they're at the way bottom, so we need those things because it's so fragile that we can't
Well, there
get
could
rid of
be
them.
other bugs that replace them, you know? And I'm not I'm talking about like us as humans. They don't really benefit us
Oh,
at all.
they don't benefit us one bit.
Some people
But
eat
like, I don't know. I think the
mosquito.
ecosystem, it's so fragile.
I
Ugh, that's
suppose.
crazy.
I,
I could never do
I just
that.
feel like if mosquitoes were eradicated, I feel like it wouldn't be that detrimental to the ecosystem because then they would adapt, right? They would adapt to there not being any mosquitoes. They'd have to evolve for it.
The ecosystem adapts how it wants. It could either that's the thing. Like, it's very tricky to get rid of something, and that's why it's so bad when we introduce like
New
gar,
things.
and then boom,
Yeah.
there's just a billion of them.
Dude,
It's because the ecosystem's so fragile
that's
that
another thing.
it instantly doesn't diversify.
Like Australia, they have like strict laws for like bringing in new
Mhm.
stuff that they don't have there because they're like afraid of it becoming like an invasive species or something like that. Because it would
Yeah,
change the
and it's
ecosystem.
also why the new world got obliterated by all the diseases.
Yeah, like what I was saying about Columbus earlier. When he came here, all the natives weren't like
Hmm.
experienced to like whatever diseases the Europeans had at the time, like smallpox and
Yeah, they
shit.
had no
So they got
antibodies
fucking
and stuff.
eradicated, dude, by that. And that's another thing with the tribe
Hmm.
people. Like, yeah, we shouldn't probably go to there because they probably don't have the same diseases we do, you know?
They wouldn't have the same diseases. But honestly, what's interesting is we live in cities. We live with a bunch of people. They don't really. So they don't. They have a weak immune system. They don't have. It's not like they have a disease that's going to kill us. It's like we have so many diseases that could kill them
Oh
because they don't
yeah.
have any antibodies. They don't have any vaccines. And we live in cities, and cities are just. That's just how bacteria breed. Because they don't cross species a lot. They just cross between people a lot.
Yeah, there's a I don't remember what it's called, but there's something that infects like I think like mad cow disease or something. Like infects a cow's brain.
Yeah.
There's like I don't know if it's
Hmm.
that, but there's this one like disease that infects a species that basically makes it like a zombie, like cannibalism. And like you said, it can't like go to humans, but if it did, like zombies would be real. I think it's like
Is it?
cordyceps. I think it's like
Is
called
it?
cordyceps or something.
Cordyceps. That's a fungus. That's
Oh,
for insects.
okay. Well,
That's from The Last of Us. That's what transfers to humans in The Last of Us. But it's a real thing in the bugs.
yeah, no, and it
It's
could
a
be
fungus.
if fungus like evolves to like affect humans, it could be a real thing too. And as I said
Hmm.
earlier, even not just fungus mutating itself, people, like I said, we push our studies too far, and if we did that If people like did that to fungus ourselves, we could start it ourselves as well.
That's the thing. That's why rabies scares me so bad. Rabies can go to humans, and
Do you know rabies
like
is not
that.
curable? If you show
No,
symptoms,
it's
you're
not
just gonna
curable.
die.
Yeah, as soon it's curable until you show symptoms.
Yeah,
The second you show a symptom,
you're
it's over
dead.
for you. You're going to,
There's
and
there's
it's
very
like you
few
lose your
people.
mind.
There's very few people who have survived it though. Like 3 out of like
Hmm
100,000. But I don't know. Yeah, if you. That's why there's like
Yeah.
rabies shots. If you're ever bit by an animal, even if you don't think it has rabies, you don't know because there's no symptoms until. And when there is symptoms, it's just fucking dread, dude, because you're gonna die no matter what. Like, have you seen Old Yeller?
Yeah. Mm-mm.
You haven't seen Old Yeller? It's basically, dude, it's been so long, but there's like a dog in it, and it gets rabies at the end, and they gotta kill it. They gotta put Old Yeller down. That was like a
ODLer?
book.
What is it?
It's
The
like a
book?
book I had to read like in middle school. Dude, it's been so long. It's just about this farm dog, and eventually they kick it out, but it comes back like at the end of the book, and it's being aggressive, and they end up having to put it
Mm.
down. And
Oh,
yeah,
that's sad.
yeah,
I
it's
feel bad for dogs.
it's sad. Dude, I feel bad for dogs because in some countries there's like dog farms where they fucking breed them to eat the dogs. You know, that's
Yeah,
cruel.
and it's weird because it's like it is cruel, but like we do that
Yeah,
just
but
with
not to
cow and
dogs.
chickens.
Not to dogs though, because dogs are like man's best
But
friend.
critically or not.
Well, also dogs can be
I mean, at the same
dogs can
time,
be
though, like
domesticated. Cows cannot be domesticated, dude. If you have a cow in your house, they're gonna fuck shit up. If you have a dog that's domesticated, it's fine. Like you can't domesticate a cow. Like it's different. It's a different story if you can domesticate it or not. It's different if it's a wild dog versus like a domesticated dog. They're eating domesticated dogs, is what I'm saying, or dogs that have potential to be domesticated. They're
we
not
could have
eating wolves.
domesticated. We
They're not eating
pigs are
wolves.
smarter and more social than dogs, but we eat those without blinking.
Okay, well, what do pigs provide, like companionship wise, to us?
They have what the dogs provide companionship to us
What do you mean, dude?
nowadays.
They're a little guy that help.
They're awesome. They're
Yeah.
awesome. But it's like,
And pigs,
but like
pigs,
a pig does that same thing.
dude, pigs are so much more high
Pigs, we just
maintenance.
think they're fat and ugly. I don't know how.
They get way fucking fatter, dude, than dogs, like you said, and you gotta feed them a lot more food, so it's gonna be a lot more expensive than a dog.
I think you're dodging around the idea that we eat animals the same as they do, which is bad, but at the same time,
Dude,
I'm just looking the other way
dude,
because
I'm
I
just
like
saying,
eating
I'm just
animals. I like
saying,
eating animals, but like at the same time, there's no moral. There's moral.
I'm saying
I
we
don't
should
know.
take
I
the
think
moral
it's
high ground, Liam, and we should stand our ground and say eating dogs is bad because we think dogs is like a friend and
if
not.
we the way to take our moral high ground is to go vegan.
No, because I think eating meat in general is fine. I just don't think eating dogs is fine. You know?
What makes eating a pig okay, but eating a dog not okay?
Well, because I don't have a pig as a pet.
What kind of argument is that? So,
Dude, listen to me. I used to
so
have.
because they're not following your culture, it's not okay.
Well, think about it, Liam. I used to have like pet chickens, right? And I still eat chicken meat.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a pet dog, but I don't eat dog meat. You know what I'm
It's because you
saying?
never ate dog.
Would you eat dog, Liam? Would you eat dog if it was
No,
exactly?
no, I don't like the idea of it, but I'm not gonna deny the fact that what we're doing is wrong too.
Well,
Nor am
it's
I gonna
isn't it
stop.
cruel though, dude? Like I've seen videos where they just like also at least we have like what is it, PETA? Where it's like not cruel, right? When we like kill the animals and they're in an environment where they can like grow up comfortably. In these
Have
countries
you
where they're
seen
eating
have you
dogs,
seen where we grow pigs and cows?
no. But I do know like
It's
PETA.
bad.
I do know okay, it's probably bad, but I'm saying like the dog things are worse. Like if you've seen the dog things, dude, they like fucking like they get the dogs, dude, and they like fucking like beat them and shit. Like they fucking beat the shit out of the dogs. They don't just like kill them. Like I've seen videos, dude. They just fucking like they're cruel. Like it'd be one
They
thing if
probably
they
are.
And also, I saw this one video in like some place in Asia. They just had a fucking dog's head like out for display. It's not like we have like a pig head out for display. I mean, I guess we have deer heads though. Like people have deer heads all the time out for display, but dude,
I think
I don't know.
I will say it feels immoral, but I'm not gonna say we're morally better because, like, think about it. Like, I'd argue we were even morally worse. We have domesticated chickens in a way where, and I'm gonna say I'm
Aren't
gonna go out on a
aren't
limb here and
chickens
say,
lower intelligence than dogs though? Aren't dogs more intelligent? Also,
is
what?
that a measure of morality though?
Well, y- I don't know, because
Because it's like
we're fine with
chickens can
eating
feel
fish, right?
pain and fear.
Like what about fish? We're fine with eating fish because fish are like fucking stupid, you know? That's a thing.
Yeah, but it's
Usually we
like,
feel bad when we kill things that are more intelligent. Like the same thing with plants, you know? Like they don't feel
mhm.
pain the same way and they're not intelligent, so it's fine for us to kill plants and stuff, you know?
Yeah, no, definitely. But it's like I view chickens in a way where they have the structures to feel pain and fear and happiness and contentness, and we bred them in a way where by the time they're 4 weeks old, they have so much muscle mass they can't hold their bodies up,
Oh,
and that seems kind of
that's
cruel to
definitely
me.
cruel. I don't There's a lot of things that are still cruel, but I'm just saying it's probably more cruel for dogs just because in America anyway, we have PETA, which they try to make things more humane, you know, for killing animals and stuff.
PETA's there's better organizations than PETA. I don't think PETA's good, but I know what you mean. We definitely have more organizations to try to make it more humane,
Hmm.
but
Like
we also, because we're
recently it became a like thing for grocery stores. They can only sell cage-free eggs. Actually, that's not recent. That was like last year. But that's like a something that made it more humane for chickens because they aren't raised in a cage. They're out on like a fucking field or something. Probably not like that to that
the
extent, but they're not in a cage at least, you know.
the conditions for cage free. I'm gonna look them up now. I'm telling you the conditions cage free condition. They're not good
They're dude. Yeah, you're right.
because
Like you're right
because
because it is bad to be cruel. I think it's bad to be cruel to any animal, but for me personally, I just think um like eating like slaughtering dogs for eating like in itself is just worse than like slaughtering a pig and eating. And it's not for any other reason just besides I think of dogs more as a companion than food. And I'm telling you right now, I wouldn't mind having a pig as a pet. My girlfriend actually used to have a pig as a pet.
hmm
I wouldn't mind having a pig as a pet. And if I had a pig as a pet, I would think about this differently, because then I would think of it as a companion, and I would feel bad about eating pork. So I would stop eating pork if I had a pig as a pet, because it just really
yeah.
depends on the companion, you know, if it's a companion for
This
me.
is crazy. Okay, this is just a fun. This is just a fact I'm gonna drop. It's no. The regulation for cage free is to provide at least 1 square foot of space per hen, which is
What was it before? What
crazy.
was it before?
I don't
Like
know. I don't
half a
even want
square
to know
foot?
what
1 square foot is nothing, dude. Holy shit.
as cage free.
That's not even
But okay, no.
what?
I would say personally, I think eating a pig is just as morally wrong as eating a dog,
Okay, but
based
do you
on the idea
do you
of
eat pork?
intelligence and social design. Yeah, I eat pork.
Yeah, see, you don't even care, dude.
No, I don't. I mean, it's like I'm not gonna eat a dog, but I'm also not gonna really say like I. It's like I personally feel a little hypocritical being like I don't know.
That eating
Like I
dogs
don't
is
think I'm
bad.
on any high ground
Well,
by
it's not
telling
even
them
just
eating the
about
dog is bad.
it's not even just about like the moral aspect. I'm pretty sure dog meat itself is like just not as good for you as like the other kinds of meat. You know? I don't
I I
I'd have
wouldn't.
to be fact checked because I'm actually not sure, but I've heard something like that before, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised, and I'm
Overall,
surprised they chose dog because dogs are carnivorous, so they need
meat.
protein and fat, and they don't need carbs.
Overall,
So
I think being cruel to any animal is a negative,
Mm-hmm.
And but we're human. Humans also need like protein and stuff. Like I don't know if you've seen someone who's vegetarian, but usually they're a lot worse off than someone who eats meat, you know.
Yeah, and the thing is, that's kind of on them. Like it's kind of on them. Like they have that. Where they're lucky enough to be able to both be vegetarian and have the ability to get enough protein in their diet, but sometimes they just don't.
It's also
So
well, plant protein is
it,
very different than like meat protein too. I'm pretty sure anyway. I'm pretty sure it's worse than you for you. It
uh,
like something else. It is also just way more expensive too than just meat.
it is more expensive. Yeah,
Yeah. And
I don't know.
like if we're not drawing the line at dogs, then who's to say eating humans is wrong then? If we're not drawing the line at dogs, then who's where are we setting the line? And who sets the line, Because if we're saying eating dogs is fine, then why aren't we saying eating humans is fine? You
Well,
know?
who do you think sets the line?
The government, right? They set the laws. The laws are what dictate it. I'm pretty sure, isn't it? Is it not illegal to eat dog in America? I'm pretty sure it is illegal.
It's probably illegal to eat dog in America.
Yeah.
It's probably no. It's illegal to harvest dog in America. I don't think you're gonna go to prison if you eat your dead dog, but
Well, if I
it's
if I
gonna
heard
be
about
like
someone
what
eating their dog, dude, I'd be fucking pissed. I'm not gonna lie.
I. Yeah, but also like
That's cruel. Let me look it up.
the thing is, it's like I don't know. I think it's different with humans. It's because
It is
we
illegal.
have a certain.
It's illegal to
It's
slaughter.
illegal to eat a dog.
It is illegal to
Mm.
slaughter. So I guess if you have a dog and it dies naturally, you can eat it, but I don't know. That'd be weird, right? Would you eat your dog if it
They
died?
would no. I would
Yeah.
never eat any dog. I'm
It's
not
like
eating any
at that point
dog.
it's like your family. That's like eating your own family.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Um.
So yeah,
No,
why do you
definitely.
think it's different like humans from dogs?
Because we have a standard where we view human beings as equal, culturally, equal to us, and to kill and eat something that's equal to us is more and
Is there anything
I don't
above
know.
us? Is there anything we think of as above us?
No, there's nothing we think of
Yeah,
as
we're the
above us.
top
And
of the food chain.
what's not getting into politics, but I will say what the government claim.
Hmm.
There are reports of cannibalism in the Epstein files.
Dude, you can talk about that if you want. Me and Spencer last episode, like we
But I don't know
we
this
had a lot
stuff.
of
Like I don't know
political things.
I don't know a lot about the politics of it. But I
Yeah,
will
they were
say
eating
that
babies, dude, and
is
it tasted like fucking cream cheese, is what they said. That shit was fucked up.
like how do we know that's real?
How do we know it's real? Because
How do
those are the files.
like
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I personally don't have like a fact check or anything, but I don't know.
I would definitely say I'm not denying it at all.
I thought you were about to say I'm not
deni-
opposed. I'm not opposed to eating babies.
But like I don't know. I just like I would love for it to be possible to know for a fact that it's like
I,
they
I,
definitely did it.
I feel
But
like there is no
I mean,
definite proof though, because it's all done, and the government's really trying to cover it up and everything too. Like they really
yeah,
don't
they've
want
been
people to know
doing
about
that.
it, because a lot of people in power were at Epstein's island, and it's a lot on the Republican side and a lot on the Democratic side. So neither side want to kind of jeopardize themselves because overall, dude, the government's full of a lot of scummy people. A lot of people in power, there's a lot of scummy people in there. But since they have the power, they can also, kind of try to cover it up. But yeah, it's pretty messed up.
I think a lot like they're all in there. All of them. Not even just Democrats, Republicans, other countries, all the elites.
All the elites,
I think it's
to some extent.
all the elites.
Why do you
Not
think?
like all
What gives them
what?
that desire anyway? Why do the elites have this desire to even want to like do things like that? Are they just that bored? They just want to
Because
do.
there's nothing to do late game.
I've heard that before. There's nothing to do late game, so they just
No,
start
that's
doing
no,
shit.
but like I literally I saw that and I was like, that's literally it. Like there's nothing to do late game. I think they're at a point like they are so detached from our way of life that they don't view the middle class or even the upper class as equal.
Yeah, and also
And
they think they have so much power that like they probably feel empowered to eat their own species because like what you said, people think it's wrong when they think they're equal, right, with all humans. They probably
hmm
think they're above, like since they're higher up economically and stuff and with
yeah.
power, they probably think they're a higher being than humans even though they are human. So they probably justify
hmm
it like that on why they can eat people.
Yeah, and like I think like I wouldn't be surprised if they were looking into technology to extend their lives to create clones, not clones, but create like DNA modification. I wouldn't be surprised if that's something. I wouldn't be surprised if they were looking into um like gaining a higher conscious or transferring consciousness or things like that. Like
Yeah, dude.
it seems like dystopian, but I don't know. You don't know technological advances like they might.
Like yeah,
So
Neuralink, dude. That's a pretty crazy
Neuralink is
thing that's coming up
crazy.
soon. Controlling
Yeah.
shit with your mind. Technology. Yeah, dude, that's crazy though. I personally wouldn't, even if it was like morally accepted in a culture, like some cultures, just because of how I've like been raised and stuff, I would never eat humans. I have a
hmm
buddy who, dude, he's a little bit of an oddball. He kind of like
Okay.
was
No.
talking to us
No.
about like I'm just gonna call him Clyde because I don't want to like call him out. But dude, in school, like senior year of high school, he was just like fucking talking about his desire to like eat somebody, like just try to eat somebody.
Is he? Was he dead serious?
Yeah, like actually, dude, he literally thought he was like normal for it, and he was asking everyone, and everyone said it wasn't normal. And at some point, he literally asked one of the teachers, dude. Like that's
You
crazy,
gotta watch yourself around this guy.
dude. Dude, I know that's what I think. He is a little bit odd.
A desire to eat people.
I wouldn't say like to eat us necessarily. He just wants to try
Eat
human
a
meat
human.
at some point. And
I
and
would think
technically
differently about myself.
technically it's not legal illegal either to eat people either.
Yeah, if there's informed consent, right?
Yeah, if there's a form of consent. But it's just the moral thing. Um it's morally wrong. I do definitely think it's morally wrong because it is your own species and yeah, every human is equal in my opinion. I don't think it's good to eat any human, even if they do consent. Even if they have this sick desire to be eaten, even if their final wish, like it's a make-a-wish kid, dude, and their wish is to be eaten, like you gotta turn them down. Like I'm
Eating.
sorry.
Okay, what is this hypothetical? Eating a make a wish kid.
I'm
I would
saying if that's
never
their
do
wish. I'm saying if the
that.
Make-A-Wish kid, because like imagine you're the Make-A-Wish Foundation reading an email, and the Make-A-Wish kid's like, my wish is to be eaten. Like, would you fulfill that, Liam? Would you fulfill that wish if that was their one wish in life?
Ooh.
Like they're
Like
gonna
be
die.
eaten by what? Be eaten by what? A human?
Like yeah, not. I'm not even saying like their whole body. I'm saying like just like a piece of them, like a piece of meat. Like that's their one. Like when they die from whatever they're dying from, they just want. They'd feel
Who's
better.
consenting to it though?
Oh, you're
Like,
right. Kids can't consent to that stuff, right? Like kids can't
yeah.
consent. You're right. I don't know then. You'd have to turn them down. I would turn them down no matter what, dude. Even if it was like, I don't think Make-A-Wish adults are a thing, but if there was a Make-A-Wish adult, I would turn them down, dude.
I would pass the paper to someone else. I would find a way to get myself out of the decision making process.
I'd pass it to I'd
Unless
pass it to Clyde, dude. He'd probably fucking
he
pounce on that
would he would
opportunity.
he would say he would be jumping for joy.
Yeah, dude.
Clyde.
Dude, I'm calling him Clyde because that's like his alternate personality, you know,
His alter ego.
basically.
Mm.
I'm not gonna reveal too much about him, but dude, he just smokes too much pot, dude. Like that's what I'm blaming on. He just smokes too much pot. Another thing about the dogs, though, like, so you think you shouldn't judge other cultures if they think it's okay to eat dogs, right, Liam?
Um. No, you have the right to judge, but personally, I
You
wouldn't.
don't have the right to say
Personally, I'm
one's
not.
better than the other, though. You don't have the right to say like, oh, eating pigs is fine, but eating dogs is not fine.
Yeah, I don't think you would.
Okay, but what if I was actually a dog? Like I was a dog. But
Okay, bro, you're going crazy with these hypotheticals. If you were to transfer your consciousness into a dog,
yeah, but I have a human mind, but I'm in a dog.
human mind in a dog,
And you're the
I
only
would
one who knows
say,
it. And you're the only one who knows it. You're the only
oh
one.
god.
No one else. Everyone else thinks I'm a dog, but you're the only
At
one
what
who.
point is it not my responsibility anymore? Because it's like
I don't know.
I either try my hardest to save you
Or
and
you let me
and
die.
look like I'm going off the deep end and lose everyone I love because they're like, what are you talking about?
I
There's a
would
human being in this dog.
listen. Like I would understand English as a dog. So if you like ask me something, dude, I would do it to a fucking T, dude. You know, like I would understand you. And you're the only one
No,
who could.
yeah, no,
You're the
no,
only one who could save me,
yeah.
dude. Liam, you're the only one who could save me from the Chinese
Well,
dude.
then I tell you, talk to this Chinese dude and let him know you're human in there.
I can't. Dogs
I'd
can't
say
talk
two
English.
barks. I'd say four barks if you're human, two barks
Okay.
if you're not.
Okay.
I'd have you bark in Morse code.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Dude,
Yeah.
that'd be cool. If you were a dog, Liam, I would, I would, I don't care if I was called crazy. I would just keep you as my pet, honestly.
I wouldn't like that. No, I wouldn't like that. No,
Why?
this is.
I'd take you out on a walk to the park,
No,
throw
no,
you,
dude.
throw you the frisbee. I'd make sure you're well fed. You know,
No, if I
I would not let anyone get you, Liam. You know,
if I was a dog, I would want
would you be like
the
Brian
treatment.
Griffin, kind of?
Oh,
Like a
that'd be
dog
tough though.
that
I'd be
can
Brian.
talk like that?
I would be Brian Griffin.
Yeah. In that scenario, you wouldn't need to even be a pet, and I'm pretty sure you wouldn't have to be eaten either, because at that point you are speaking English. So
Yeah, that would make a lot of new laws or something.
yeah, it would like same thing like with AI. If AI ever gets consciousness, which I personally don't believe AI can get consciousness. I don't know if AI can even learn new things, but if AI ever could learn new things and get consciousness, then there would definitely have to be some new like legislation for
It's
that.
it's a very murky area though. Like,
Because AI is
what
not
is your
human;
definition?
it's
What is your
machine.
definition for consciousness? How would you ever know if it was conscious?
Thinking on
How
your
do
own.
you? But like, how do you know I'm conscious?
How do I know you're conscious?
Yeah.
Because because you're making up your own thoughts. You're not. But well, for like the AI scenario, I'm thinking like AI can't like make its own decisions. You can make your own decisions. AI cannot make its own decisions. It just goes off of like a database. If you ask like AI to like come up with its own original thing, it won't be able to do that because it can't come up with new things. It only comes up with what's available to it. You know.
How do you know that humans don't do that too, though?
What do you mean? We've literally came up with so many new things. Like all the like super geniuses like who came up with gravity and like
We didn't come up with gravity, though. We discovered it.
yeah, we discovered it. But with if we didn't think about it, we wouldn't have discovered it. What do you not
Yeah.
what do you think? Do you think
No, I just think like
about
it's a
conscious?
lot harder to define consciousness than most people think. Because if you're talking to an AI, or if AI can self replicate and create AI in a way that we can't comprehend anymore, and it is telling you it is conscious, you have no way of disproving that.
And you don't have
And
any
you
way
have
of
no way of proving it.
yeah, you also have yeah, you don't have any way of proving yourself that you're conscious either. You only you know you're conscious, but you can't prove to
Yeah.
others that you're conscious.
And
It's pretty crazy, I guess.
and you can't prove, you don't know if anyone else is even conscious. You don't know if anyone else is they think like you do. You don't know if anyone else thinks. It could all be in your head.
Yeah, that's a
And
crazy
then
thing. That's a high cortisol thought right there, Liam.
no, it's like that's one of the things with like my idea of religion. Like, there's so little that you can really know. There's too little for you to know to make a guess. Like, you can say, I know you're conscious because you're human, and from everything I've learned throughout my entire life, human beings and other life forms have developed consciousness the same way I have.
Okay.
But who knows you're not in some simulation that is creating other, like,
Well,
that's like stimulating your brain in a way.
do you do you believe in like NPCs?
Oh, okay, no, I have a good way to describe this. I have a good way to describe this.
Okay.
I think the closest there is to real life NPCs is the people that aren't intelligent enough to genuinely consider or think about, like, what actually am I? If you don't actually think about that and they just go through their day to day processes and they just do their little tasks and get happy when they get on their computer and get stressed about their test, and then they never think, like, what am I doing it all for? That is the closest you're going to get to a real life NPC. They're just going through their motions.
I do agree with that. Because, yeah, if you never really have that deeper type of thought, you
Hmm.
basically are an NPC if you're just going through the motions and not taking any
Yeah.
risks, not actually thinking.
Yeah, and you're like, I want to do good on this test because I want to get a good job. And that's the farthest you go. You don't even think about, why do I want to get a good job? Why do I care about money? Why do I care about any of this stuff? Then
Yeah,
you're not really you're not really thinking like you should be.
yeah. Liam, do you think I'm a
An NPC?
no, not an NPC. Do you think I have a conscious?
I think you have a conscience, yeah.
Do
But
you have
at
a
the same
conscious?
time,
Do you have a conscious?
I know I have a conscience.
Okay. Well, I believe you. I believe you too.
You're trusting me.
Yeah, I trust you.
You're
Imagine
trusting me.
you just like somehow reveal to me right now, like you just fucking pull off your face and it's just like
And I'm a
I'm a
robot.
robot this whole time. Hey, I
But
would have it
like,
on
you
recording,
can't.
so that'd be cool. I could prove it. I could fucking
But
prove
they
it.
prove it to who? The other robots.
Everyone's a robot, dude. That'd be. What would you do if that was if you learned
I
that?
would genuinely kill myself.
If you actually learned that, everyone's just been like pretending, and
If
everyone is like not
like
real.
if I'm in the Truman Show, if I was in the Truman Show,
Yeah.
I don't know what I would do. That would be terrifying. But like if you take a step beyond that and you like
It,
think, I don't know, like if you think like, what if nobody is even human? Everyone is just a figment of my imagination or just set there by some simulation. I would try to find a way to kill myself.
okay.
I think. There's no point anymore.
Ha-
Like,
ha-
what is all of
Have
it?
you ever seen that Rick and Morty episode? Have you ever seen Rick and Morty? Like full stop.
Hmm.
There's this one
I watched
episode
some of it. Yeah.
when they like play a video game and they basically live an
Mhm.
entire life as a simulation. And when
Oh
they
wait, I
die in that
saw
life,
that.
they go
Yeah.
back to the other life. What would you do if that happened? Like when you die in this life, it
Oh
was
my
all just a
god.
game, like the simulation theory, and you just
I
go
don't know.
back.
What would you do? What would you do if you died and you woke up and you were some alien in some alien body and you have some fat alien friend next to you and he's like, "Yo, how was your trip?" And he's just staring at you. What do you do in that
Yeah, I'd
situation?
be like, dude, that shit was fucking crazy, dude. I don't know. If
And
I went
all of it was fake.
if I went back to being an alien, I'd probably be pretty chill because then I would know it was all not real to begin with. But
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
me as myself right now, then dude, I wouldn't fucking exist, bro. I'm just a fucking alien, dude. I guess. I don't know.
Oh my god. Is this the type of stuff you guys talk about on this podcast?
No, not really. I mean,
You just
just stuff like, dude, there were so many like questions and stuff I had for you, but you and I just like we kept the conversation going, so
No, we did. We
did
went to
good.
we went to some weird questions, weird
It's good though.
situations.
I like talking about some weird theoreticals. Like
No,
if
me
I was
too.
a
I love
dog,
talking about the weird theoreticals.
yeah.
Okay, I don't know about that one. That one was a bit crazy. If I was a dog, would you keep me from the Chinese people and keep me as a pet?
That's a good
What kind of, I
theoretic.
don't know what kind of one
That's
I don't know
that's a
about that.
realistic situation though, Liam. That could happen
I
tomorrow.
that could I mean theoretically it could happen. Who
Yeah,
knows?
because the theory of probability they were talking about. If something can happen, it will. So I hope in
Well,
that
how do we know that can happen?
I'm not sure if it'll happen in this universe, but in some alternate reality, Liam, I'm sure after this podcast is over. I'm sure I was turned into a dog by an
You turn
alien,
into a dog, and
and
I
you're the only
get
one who
put in a
knows
position
because
of the
you and
moral
I,
dilemma. I get turned into the moral dilemma.
yeah, and you and I are the only one who had this conversation. So unless this podcast was
Mm.
actually released, but if I'm turned into a dog after I hit stop recording, I can't release this podcast episode, Liam. and then
Oh,
we're
and then
cooked.
I would have.
You would have to, yeah,
Yeah,
you would
no,
have to
and
find
then
the footage. You would have to find the footage, and you would have to release it.
or I'd have the plausible deniability to be like, I never even knew he turned into a dog. I don't even talk to that guy. I haven't
Dude, that'd be so fucking
talked to
mean,
him
though.
outside of class or.
How would you feel? How would you feel if you were turned into a dog and I just fucking denied it? And you
Uh,
looked at me and I was the
that
only
would.
one that ever could understand you.
Oh my god, that would be terrible.
Exactly, dude. That'd be mean. I wouldn't do that. No, because if you can find the proof, why not release the proof? Like if it was the flipped roles, I would definitely just try to find the podcast and release it, the
Yeah,
episode.
I would try to find the podcast. I would try to find the podcast.
Yeah.
If I turn to my right and then turn left again,
And I was
then
a
you were just
dog.
a dog.
Dude, that's
At first, it would take me about a week before I really believed it. I would go to class and I'd be like, "Dang, he's not here again,"
yeah,
and then I'd be like, "I gotta figure out what happened because that could not have been real." It would take me so long to be like, "That was real."
dude,
He
what would
turned
you
into a
do
dog
if
on
it was all
screen.
like a prank? Like I just did a cut frame right here, and there's a dog sitting here, and then I just like left the room and just didn't go to class.
If you put it out for that long, I don't even know. I would be like pissed, but I would also find it funny. Like I don't know.
Dude, that'd be so fucking
Like it would
mind-boggling
just,
though. Like I'd feel
it
fucking
would
nuts.
be.
Like if you actually
If
believed it.
you went on for so long that it would take so much for me to truly believe you turned to a dog. You would have to not go to class. You'd have to get your parents to be in complete disarray around some dog that you trained to act sad
Yeah.
and push buttons in Morse code.
Yeah. Yeah. Like if you saw like on the news like Ben went missing. Ben's parents find dog talking to them in Morse code claiming to be their son.
I
Would you believe it then?
I might. And then if it turned out to be a prank, I would think I would be like scared. I'd be like, why did this guy go to like such great
Such
lengths?
lengths just to do that. Dude, have you seen the
He
movie
brought up the topic on the podcast too and everything.
Have you
I
seen the
don't know.
movie Dumb and Dumber?
Yeah.
Do you remember like the one of the pranks they did was like they pretended to like be paralyzed or something, and the other guy like took care of him in the hospital.
Oh
like
yeah,
a whole
for like
year.
30 years.
Yeah, for like 30
And
years.
then he was
That's a fucking crazy prank, dude.
that's a sick prank. I would do something like that.
You would do that? 30
No,
years.
no,
30 years is a long time to pretend to be fucking like injured, dude.
Would you? How much for you to fake your death?
How much money?
Yeah, like someone offered you $2,000, and they were like, "I have it all planned out to fake your death and make your whole family think you died for a month, and then you can go back." How much for you to do that?
I don't know.
I think
Like 50.
100,000.
I'd say like 50 G's probably. I'd do it for a month. Do
I
they
wouldn't
like
go
provide
that
me
low,
how?
'cause it's
Do
like
they provide me like housing and everything? And
that's what you're worried about. You're not thinking about the complete. I don't even know. Your
well,
whole family.
how would it
be
work? How
mourning
would
you
it
for a
work if I
month.
faked my death? Would I have a new identity, or would I have
You
to
like
like
know
hide?
what would happen?
What?
Is he like crashes a car, puts a fake body that's just like you in it,
Okay.
and then you're just like at his crib, you're playing games or whatever you want to do for a month, and then you're like, surprise family, I'm not dead. After you hosted a funeral, I got everyone together, and just started to accept the possibility.
Yeah, I would
that
show
I'm
up.
really gone.
Dude, I'd show up to my own funeral. Yeah, I would do that if that happened. But like as the grand reveal, I'd be in the casket. I'd get the fucking like the guy who like puts you in the casket in the ground, and I'd be like, help, help, I'm
Start
alive.
banging on the thing.
Yeah.
That would be the best way to do it, because then it's like your family thinks it's just some freak accident, and you're not to blame.
Yeah, and they would never have to know I faked my death. It'd just be a fucking miracle from God, baby. And 50K's in my bank account. Dude, I would still do my college work online, dude, so someone would fucking catch on to me, dude.
Someone would find out.
Yeah, like Lynn, dude, she'd catch on to me and be like, you sly dog. You would know too.
I would know from the podcast. No, I wouldn't. I would think you were dead, bro. If you died tomorrow, I'd be like, wow. I don't even know. If you died
If you died
tomorrow, I
tomorrow, I
wouldn't
wouldn't
think you
believe it
think
just
you're
because
dead.
of this conversation. I would not believe it.
He's still around
I'd
somewhere.
wait a month before I
He's
believe
still
it.
around.
I'd wait a month before I believe it. And I'd be like, he's probably got 100 G's. He's got that 100 G's. You know? I don't, so you would take 100, you think, to fake your
I would
death
do it
for
for
a month?
100. It would take me 100, yeah.
100K.
Because it's like all my friends and family think I'm dead for a month.
Oh, it has to be your
That's
friends
brutal.
too. I thought it was just your family. It has to be
Well, like everyone.
everyone?
Like it's like you're dead. Like the whole world thinks you're dead for a month.
Besides the one guy.
Besides this one guy, yeah.
Who is this guy? Like, is he weird? Like, I gotta hang out with this guy for a month, you know? I don't want to be some weirdo.
He's like a little. He's like chill, but he's like a little unhygienic.
Ew. Does he like vacuum or anything? Or I have to do all the dishes and shit too. But he's fucking made for a month, dude.
Okay, bro, we're going out about absolute nonsense right now.
Dude,
I
if
gotta
you-
go see.
Dude.
We're going out on nonsense right now.
Dude, I'm just saying, there's more to it than just faking your death. If this guy is a fucking weirdo, you know, I'm not gonna take it. If he's like the chillest guy ever, though, maybe.
It's 100 grand. That's what you get. You don't have to worry about the dishes or if you vacuum, so you're getting 100 bands, dude.
Okay, well, you still have to worry about the fucking psychological damage you're gonna do to your
No.
fucking everyone who knew you.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm worried about. You're worried about if this guy smells.
I'm worried
Alright?
about
It's a
both.
big.
I'm worried about both. I wouldn't. Dude, I would turn down 100 bands if this guy was like fucking weird. Like he fucking recorded me when I sleep, and he like fucking smelled.
No,
my
that's
feet
like really weird.
in my bed.
If he was like, what if he was like, he kind of like he bought a lot of like takeout food and he just left a lot of garbage around the house.
That would be fine. It's fine if he's not like that's just being unhygienic, like you said. I could
Yeah.
clean up for him. Am I allowed to leave the house, or am I stuck in the house for a
No,
month?
no, you're stuck in there for a month.
I can't like wear a disguise or anything and leave.
Nah, you
That's-
get one
that's pretty
exception. You get to go. You get to go to your own funeral, but you don't get to talk to anyone.
That'd be pretty tough.
I wouldn't go. I wouldn't go.
To your funeral?
If I went, I would look mysterious. I'd like have an umbrella and glasses on
Wouldn't-
a sunny day.
I think that wouldn't that be the reveal though? It usually takes like a month to set up a funeral. Would that not be like
Does it?
the
I thought it was more like a couple weeks.
I don't
2
know.
weeks,
It,
so-
it takes
I
a
don't know.
while sometimes. It also depends
I
on
haven't
like
been to a funeral
the,
in forever.
it depends on the time of year. Like in the winter, like it's harder to dig obviously a hole to get you in. So
I don't know how you're gonna break up the segments of this podcast, bro.
dude, I don't know.
Hypothetical dog situation.
Hypothetical.
North Sentinel Island.
Yeah.
AI consciousness. I don't know.
Dude, it was good though.
It was good.
Yeah. Yeah, we're actually
What were some
over,
of the questions? Just drop some of the questions just so I can know. Just so
so
I
you
can
know
hear
them.
Just so I know what they were gonna be.
So I had a whole bunch of like, I just looked up some psychology related questions we could talk about. I wanted to talk about boxing because you like boxing, but we ended up just talking about psychology. I was gonna talk to you about the Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul fight. See if you thought that was like fake.
That was forever ago.
I know. I was thinking about boxing and shit, so I just wanted to hear your opinion on it. That was the only thing I could think of. And then like Muhammad Ali versus Mike Tyson, like who would win that? And then
Mike Tyson will win that.
I think Muhammad Ali personally, but then
Mike Tyson is like the weight difference is big.
I suppose I don't know, but and then I wanted to talk
I'm not-
about like if you think boneless wings are like actual wings or not, because it was recently like taken to court and like the court ruled it as like an actual wing. So I wanted to talk about that too.
They rule. I thought they ruled that boneless wings can still contain bones.
Though like I don't know if that was another case, but the case that just happened was someone sued B-dubs for false advertisement because they said boneless wings are not technically wings, and then it was ruled that like in court that it is actually technically wings. So
It's like chicken nuggets, but like who cares, bro? I'd rather have boneless wings.
me too. I wouldn't say
They're like
I
the
wouldn't say
same.
chicken nuggets
they're
though,
like
because chicken nuggets
they're
taste
the
so
same
different.
cut. They're the same cut. It's just breading and chicken breast and sauce. It's basically a chicken nugget, but like
Okay,
I don't know.
well those are the questions.
I like them.
Those are the
I-
questions. Yeah, we went over the quota by a lot. Like I usually go for like 2 hours, but anyways,
That was a good conversation, though.
yeah,
Good hypotheticals.
yeah. Like if you ever want to come on again, I wouldn't mind, but we just orient towards more about you, I guess. We didn't even really talk about you at all. We just talked about fucking random ass shit, dude. Fucking island.
Well, if I do come on again, or we can talk about me more, I guess,
Oh,
when you get your boy back over here. I don't know.
yeah, hopefully, hopefully.
Maybe in a couple of weeks, I'll let you know if I want to come back on a little bit.
Yeah, let
That
me
was fun
know.
though.
I do have two questions though before I end the
What's up?
recording, like just podcast oriented questions.
Mm-hmm.
So would you rather? So would you rather? Oh fuck, dude, I'm like I just forgot like everything I was gonna say. Uh, okay, I got it. Would you rather the monkeys or Handburger?
Bro, what is
Let that
this?
sink in. Let that sink in for a second, Liam. You gotta really think about this one.
Is this like the games or no things games? No games, bro. Games, but
That's usually
but unlimited
that's
games.
usually how I open it up. I usually say, "Have you seen that podcast?"
I would say the monkeys.
Are you
I mess
sure?
with monkeys.
Are you sure the monkeys?
100%. Definitely the monkeys.
Okay, well that's wrong.
Hamburgers are low-key made.
It's not hand. It's not okay.
It's a okay.
It's
No,
it's
no.
handburger, like
Hamburger.
handburger.
There's no wrong answer to a would you rather question.
Well, is your answer the monkeys?
It's
I'll tell
it's
you
the
why.
monkeys.
I'll tell you why it's the wrong answer. So it's the wrong answer because Clyde, we decided this is like a question. Like if you want to actually know the origin of this question, I can tell you. But
Clyde Cannibal guy.
yeah, Clyde, he said the monkeys, so we decided that it is the hamburger because we thought everything he says is wrong. We decided so.
I mess with monkeys though.
Okay. Oh, that's fair enough.
Handburger. I'm surprised he didn't go for that handburger.
I know. It's up for interpretation, dude. When I think of hamburger, I think of like a knuckle sandwich.
Like a knuckle sandwich.
Yeah, a little knuckle
Yeah.
sandwich. And then the last question is, so this is also like, dude, what was that podcast called again? I actually just forgot what that was called.
I don't know. I've only seen that one clip.
I literally used to watch it. They ended the podcast a while ago. Oh, Chuckle Sandwich. It's called Chuckle Sandwich. So
Oh yeah, I've heard about that.
they'd ask at the end like what part of the Chuckle Sandwich would you want to be? So what part of the hooligan do you want to be? And the only prerequisite is it has to be something that can be seen, like on the outside. And if you want, I can tell you some of the ones other people have said, so you just
Yeah,
take it.
I don't even know what is a hooligan, like a human being.
Yeah, it's a person. Yeah, a hooligan. Do you actually not know what a hooligan is?
It's
like
just
a
like a
wrong.
term for
It's like a
human.
wrongdoer.
It's like
Um,
a
so
hooligan.
yeah, look up hooligan.
A violent young troublemaker.
Yeah, that's what a hooligan is.
Like a delinquent.
Yeah, delinquent. So here, I'll tell you all the parts that are taken.
Holy
So
crap.
I took the
Alright.
hair. I made it pompadour, a black pompadour. Fenton, my co-host, he took the dick. He made it charred. Spencer took the teeth. He made them like fangs, like yellow fangs. Wyatt took one of the arms. He made it a bionic arm. And then Caden just took an arm tattoo. He made it like a Xenoblade arm tattoo. So what part of the hooligan do you want to be? And eventually this is gonna be like a merch thing, by the way. So I'm gonna make it like on a shirt. So
Did you give Brent the option?
he oh yeah, he's the feet. Yeah, I just remembered. He's the feet.
He's the feet?
Yeah, he wanted to be
Did
like
he do anything to him? He just wanted to be feet.
oily. He wanted them to be oiled up.
What a freak. Alright, I'll
Yeah.
be the other arm,
Okay.
except this arm is paralyzed, so there's no muscle mass at all on it.
All right, so hold on. Paralyzed arm, no muscle mass. All right,
Mm-hmm.
dude.
A merch drop.
Yeah, dude. If I ever, when I do eventually do a merch drop, I'm gonna make that like the design. It's gonna be the hooligan. Anyways, yeah. Thanks for coming on. It was a lot of fun.
Uh-huh.
Maybe you can come on again at some point.
No, I would. Maybe in a couple weeks. Sounds like fun.
Yeah, it'd be a lot of fun. So, yeah, that's about it. You know, hopefully you guys enjoyed.
Alright.
Thank you for listening to the Hooligans Podcast.
If you enjoyed the podcast, please consider giving us a 5-star rating.
Leave a comment so we can hear your thoughts.
If you'd like to help the podcast, spread the word, recommend us to your friends.
Gooner Gang.
Stand up.